Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to an overcast day here at Eastern Oval. Elimination 1, albeit coming after Elimination 2. They got it round the wrong way, but that's just the way they do it here in the BFNL. It's 4v5. It's Melton v Bacchus Marsh. Really looking forward to the tussle. The ground, well, I'll call it 4.5 out of 10. There's been much speculation out of both camps during the week, but due to the logistics of junior finals and the availability of umpires for the netball, the game is unfolding here at Eastern Oval. It's all locked in. Darley and Sunbury, the winners yesterday. Games played earlier this afternoon. North Ballarat prevailed in the thirds and the reserves. So buckle up, pour a warm drink, a cold drink, whatever your preference on this Sunday afternoon. There's no rain to speak of at the moment. There are some dark clouds on the horizon. So Bacchus Marsh will kick to the left of screen in the opening term as we welcome Alex Kerr to the mic. He'll be on comments today. Gertz won the first tap. And some heat on that first ground ball. Needless to add, Tyson Shea getting the first clean grab before he squared away a stoppage. Copy-paste as Shea went with the right boot. Was cut off there by Handley. So an impressive start from the young Intercept Bloods defender. He'll go with the right boot to the outer side of the ground. Players fly. Braden Kite is pushed up to outer centre wing. No Geordie Kite today. Wheels onto the right boot. Waste no time, and the kick was good. Found Carter, who wasted no time and went forward and found Farrugia. Great start for the Bloods. On the back of that intercept grab from Handley, they've gone from half back to deep forward. And the Interleague captain of 2025 will go back and have a shot on goal in the opening minute of the game to give the Bloods a flying start, Alex.
Yeah, fantastic ball movement from the Bloods. And yeah, thanks for having me back on. It's a lovely day here at Eastern Oval. The weather stayed away, which is great, and this could be a great start for the Bloods.
Farrugia, he snuck it in. Much to the Bloods' loyal and faithful pleasure. They're on the board early with the opener.
Yeah, it's a credit to that great ball movement, as we said. An intercept mark off half-back, able to work it to the far wing and get it forward early on. And it was just a sense of urgency from the Bloods that we didn't see last week against Sunbury early on. That's exactly what you want to start an elimination final. So great signs from the Bloods.
Yeah, and the core group of Bloods getting involved. Speak of Handley, Braden Kite, Carter and Farrugia. So we're back at the restart. Bloods off to a fly here at Eastern Oval. Gertz with the tap. Fulton. Geez, his attack on the footy was terrific, but the pressure was up to the task from the Bloods. Suter in the first moment. Phillips the next on Huxtable. And we'll get a ball up in the attacking side of the middle of the ground for the Cobras. Hot start. Scoble. Clever little tap. Try to get it to Manito. Who's tackled and slammed into the ground by Huxtable. And we'll get a boundary throw in.
Deliberate.
Oh, paid deliberate.
Insufficient intent, should say.
So it'll be Milburn, former Melton player, into the side today. He lopes away onto the right boot and sends the Bloods into attack for their first genuine inside 50. Mawson got back behind the ball and took an uncontested grab in the end. Had to be sure with the kick, and he was in the end. Parente's pressure on Walker was solid and suited to a final as he comes broadcast side. Jack Walker looking for Farrugia. He's got a couple to beat. Ground ball opportunity for Scoble. Gates at ground level. It's held up by Farrugia, and we'll get a ball up. Hot start, opening 3 minutes, Alex.
Yeah, most definitely. An interesting one to follow early on. Phillips further up the ground. It looks like he's sticking with Jakey Owen, so I think he'll go everywhere he's going.
So it'll be Searle and Gertz. So 3 from 3 with the tap outs from Gertz. It's going to be all about hits to advantage from the big man. Kick smothered, but gained about 8 or 9 metres. McCreary on the back of a 6-goal effort last week against the Borough. Manito fired the ball by hand to Lachlan Walker. Territory gain was safe from the end, and Farrugia took a mark on the chest right in front of us here, broadcast side.
Hot start from Farrugia here. I think he'll appreciate getting the ball in hand early. Hasn't been a light couple of weeks, it'd be fair to say, so a great start for him.
So they go backwards via Watkins to Phillips to Mawson on the defensive 50 to the outer side. Found Brodie Sullivan. So they're sharing it well in the opening minutes, the Bloods. Sullivan back into the side today. So too Ryan Davis. No, Geordie Cotter. Heaney fired the ball by hand to the speedster in Borg. Right foot kick inside 50. Found Braden Kite, who took an ice mark on the chest. And ominous signs early. The Bloods have come to play. The kick across the body imminent from the Blood sharpshooter in Braden Kite.
Loves an opportunity from here.
So he plays on, and the kick across the body is perfecto. Bloods have got the opening 2 here at Eastern Oval. And the ball's been in the right hands early. 4.5 minutes gone, opening 2. Melton 2 goals straight, 12 lead. Bacchus Marsh, no score.
Well, you can't really take into account much early doors. Like, a great start is obviously what the Bloods were after, but it's just completely different to the side that we saw out there against Sunbury last week, who just couldn't move the ball early and chain together 3 or 4 kicks. But we're seeing that early on, and it's led to 2 early goals. So you can't get much of a better start. It's about maintaining this, though, on a day where it's a choppy ground. It's not very easy with the conditions, so we'll see if they can continue on.
Back at the restart, Gertz and Searle. Give that one to Searle. Loose ball gathered by Fulton. One of the hole tonight. And we'll get a ball up in the middle of this muddy Eastern Oval. She's seen pictures sent to us throughout the week. It's hard to believe that there's a game happening here. It's in much better nick than what we saw a few days ago. Craig is hustled to the ground by Searle. And we'll get a ball up.
Yeah, the inch-thick water across the surface. It was, crazy scenes.
Yeah, even the aerator got bogged. That was the male. So no Rye Penny today for Bacchus Marsh. A big out. The intercept defender, crucial to the Cobra's fortunes, you'd think. Ball up. Gertz the early fly, but tap one by Searle, who knocked it forward again. Couldn't get it through the traffic. Fulton's got a big role to play. And the weight of Searle squared away. Another stoppage, the big man. 12-point lead of the Blood. 6 minutes gone, opening term. Ball up. Tap one by Gertz. Shea couldn't gather. Gates could. Fulton went to the voice of Milburn. It was a loose hand pass to Findlay. High up and under kick to out of centre wing. And it's Handley, who went short to Jack Walker. Got the overlap to Suter. Encouraging start from the Bloods. On the lead is Farrugia. LaFranchi went to ground. Opened the door for Farrugia. Chose not to knock it away. He's in trouble here. But we'll get a ball up 40 metres away from the Bloods' goal.
And you mentioned Rye Penny out as well. I think Shannon Nixon during the week heralded him as his best performance last week as well before finals. So massive out.
A moment for Borg. Across the body. Trumped on the goal line by Liam Carter. Touch, says the goal umpire. Met by the central umpire as they convene on the goal line. And what a volley finish from the star of last year's grand final. He's booted 30 goals this year, Liam Carter. That would be his 31st and arguably his best.
It's a fantastic effort no matter what the outcome here.
So they've set up the Bloods here and they've paid the goal, much to the chagrin of the Cobras fans. And the perfect start to the Bloods. They lead by 18 points. Needless to add, we've had a moment straight to the highlights reel. And the event, or the finish, sublime, more suited to the round ball game. Liam Carter, who was held in the goal square, was able to use his creativity to get it done, and he hit it flush.
Well, the Premier League back in action as well, so he's trying to emulate his heroes.
Back at the restart, we're looking for a response from the Cobras. They trail by 18. Gertz again won the tap, needs one to advantage. Clever tap from Parente, got it to Gertz, back to Parente. Dribbling ball to half forward. Sudamet solidly rode the bump of Davis well. Davis tapped forward, only went as far as Manito, who fed the ball by hand to Barton. It was ambitious. It was probably the wrong option. Now he gets an opportunity to atone and went with the right boot beyond outer side centre wing. Ground ball, Kavakovic. Gone to ground. We'll get a ball up. Attacking side of centre wing, out of side of the ground for the Bloods. So Gertz and Searle to go head-to-head in this aerial. Tap one by Gertz. Waiting at the back there was Green Shields, tackled by Huxtable. Opportunity for Fulton on his non-preferred. These conditions should suit him. Tumbling ball, shallow entry inside 50. McCreary went with it with the right boot. Didn't bend. Opened the door for Button, who fed it by hand to Mawson. And his short kick was okay and found Green Shields. We'll get onto that awkward left boot as he lopes away. Geez, he got some toe. And went to outer centre wing to a one-on-one. The two big men go at it. Searle and Gertz. Scramble opportunity will be squared away in the form of a stoppage on half forward out of side for the Bloods.
The Marsh have just started really under siege here. I think the big part of Melton's game plan today is obviously source pressure, and they're executing that to a T.
Gertz with the tap to another to no advantage. We spoke about that in the preview during the week and how important hits to advantage from Gertz, given his premier status in the competition, will impact this game. There he goes again. He's won the tap. Green Shields was met solidly by Gertz. And we'll get a ball up. 10 minutes gone opening term. Melton, 3 straight 18 lead. Bacchus Marsh, no score. Faruja, Liam Carter and Braden Kite, the goal scorers. Tap one by Searle to ground advantage. So that was Searle's second tap of the afternoon, and he's had more hits to advantage than Gertz already. So Ryan Carter fed it to Borg. Clean bowled Kite. Soccer off the ground from Liam Carter. Let off for the Cobras. Looking dangerous.
Just getting numbers to the fall of the ball. That's the key, and it just wasn't happening last week. So obviously gone to work and worked out what's going to be needed to happen to get a win here today. Penetrating
right foot kick out of defence. Gertz at the back. Took a nice overhead grab. And he'll look to go short. The kick was good to McCreary. He wasted no time and chipped it to the advantage. It was a nice grab taken there by Nixon, wearing 27 today. And went wide to the pocket, looking for Owen. It was a poor kick in the end. One bounce over the line for a boundary throw in 25 metres around from the Cobra goal.
Yeah, a rare inside 50 here for the Marsh. So I think they really need to make the most of this contest. Just get their setup right and just find an option, because they've been under siege, as we've mentioned before.
Yeah, it was the right term. Under siege, all right. Throw in. 19-point lead to the Bloods. Ground ball, McMahon, high up and under kick, not out of trouble yet, the Bloods. Representing in front was Borg, who got the protection from Ryan Carter. And he went with the right boot to outer centre wing. Goebel got an important spoil on Braden Kite at the safety of the boundary line. And we're going to throw in true centre wing outer side.
Seems like Melton are just... They're benefiting from this one-on-one defence that Bacchus Marsh usually roll with, and getting these one-on-ones, it's key to the way they move the ball. So they'll be happy with this start.
Throw in. Searle had the advantage. Just knocked it to McMahon, who was held up by Parente. We'll get a ball up. Good crowd in attendance today, given two sides from the east. Well, you can't pick it up on the vision. Grandstand, there's plenty there. Shea. Right foot kick. Condition should suit him. Went forward to Nixon. Knocked it to the advantage of McKercher. Tumbling ball to the top of the goal square. Was hopeful rather than anything else. It's been cut off on the last line of defence by Watkins, who went short to Phillips, who just tipped it over the top to Scoble. The ball's gone through his hands. A nervous start from the winger. Should have swallowed that one up. We'll get a boundary thrown on half forward broadcast side for the Bloods.
Yeah, a little let off for Bacchus Marsh here, but they've just got to capitalise on these unforced errors.
So it'll be Gertz and Searle. Gertz won the tap. Hilton in front. Held up. We'll get a ball up. 50 plus metres out from the Cobra goal, who just need one to steady, Alex, you'd think. Ball up. Gertz at the tap. Huxtable. Jack Walker, call it even. Umpire says, I'll have it. We'll get a ball up.
Key for Melton is staying man on man. They're not letting Gertz hit to advantage because they're not letting their man get off.
Tap one by Searle to Huxtable. Kick across the body. It was a squaring one to a danger area. Scoble caught over the footy. Had to release the ball, albeit by tap. Huxtable went to ground, knocked it back through the traffic. Going the soccer there was McKercher. Bloods have got numbers. Benito couldn't pick it up. Button could. Fed it by hand to Watkins. He's just overcooked the kick. So, a couple of rare errors, albeit aerially and by foot from the Bloods in their back half. Has resulted in a turnover here. And it'll be Jake Owen with ball in hand. And what a return last week from the Cobras spearhead.
Absolutely fantastic. 6
goals against the Borough to lead his side into the finals. Matched only by McCreary, who had 6 of his own. So from 49, Owen got plenty of it. Cross the face. And through for the Cobras' first score of the afternoon that took the best part of 14 and a half minutes. 3-1-19 Melton. Bacchus Marsh no score.
And I think the Bloods will
1 point, sorry.
Yeah, the Bloods will appreciate where that shot was taken as well. They're not letting them have good looks, so a great start for them defensively.
So Watkins steered that one more carefully to Jack Walker, who went back to Watkins, who transfers play to the outer side of the ground to an unmarked Phillips. He'll just try and hit up Handley, and he found him. And he continues the pattern of play forward into the middle of the ground. Cobras should have numbers here at ground level. Huxtable, one of those. And we get a ball up. So, after a 7-year hiatus or absence from the finals, the Cobras return today to the finals action. They trailed by 18 points here early in this game. Craig fed it by hand. Hopeful again. Turnover opportunity. Faruja, the beneficiary, went with the right boot towards half forward. Lawler and Ryan Carter call it even. Ground ball opportunity. Borg, one of those. So too Scartamaglia and Huxtable before the ball finds its way over the line for a throw-in on half forward outer side for the Bloods.
Can imagine we're going to see a game with a fair few stoppages. Pretty similar to probably the first time these two teams, or the last time these two teams matched up, but even more so with the ground in the condition that it is in.
Boundary throw-in. Gertz and Faruja now into the ruck. Gertz won that tap to a ground ball to the advantage of Parente, who went to ground. So too Shea. And we'll get a ball up 65 metres away from the Melton goal. Ball up, tap one by Faruja on that occasion. Ball went goal side. It's going to be a free kick here. It's going to go to Scartamaglia, who played on by hand to Huxtable. Tumbling kick forward, presenting well was Nixon. Took a clean grab, albeit on the chest, and went with the right boot to McCreary. And lowered the eyes and went in the Owen direction and went with it with one arm. Not done a lot of favours by that kick. It had plenty of weight on it from McCreary through the air. And off hands over the line for a boundary throwing.
Still good enough to make it look half a chance, though, by chucking the arm out at it. So he's going to be dangerous today and definitely the Bacchus Marsh's main focal point.
17 minutes gone, opening term. Melton lead by 18 points. Throw in. Owen at the front. Outbodied there by Faruja. McCreary was held without it. And the Cobras will get their first set shot on goal from within range. Given the Owen shot from 50 earlier, just went across the face and off hands. You'd think distance won't be a problem here for McCreary. And the ground good enough to give every indication that the ball's not too heavy. And the 40-metre kick should be well within the grasp of the average player out there today.
Especially early doors.
So McCreary uses the breeze and gets the Cobras on the board here. They get one back and they're back within 12. An important response from the Cobras, who have seemingly settled in the last 5 or 6 minutes, Alex, and they're on the board through McCreary.
Yeah, definitely. They needed that goal in this first quarter to just stay with the Bloods, who obviously started so very well. A bit of a sloppy free kick to give away, but the Marsh were able to lock it inside 50 and get multiple stoppages, which have ended up being fruitful and getting a goal. So that's great for the Cobras and their confidence going into the latter stage of this first quarter to see if they can continue this momentum.
McCreary's 30th goal for the season. Near rivals Liam Carter at the other end, who has 31. Ball up. Call it even. Ground ball, Parente. So some good moments for the Cobras in the last couple of minutes. Watkins couldn't gather. Owen's handball. Found Nixon across the body. Didn't get enough purchase on the kick. It was cut off in the end. The mark's been taken there by Button, who comes broadcast side to the left defensive pocket. Safely to Phillips, who'll continue along the line towards Suter. Spoil on the ball from Parente at the back, Kovacevic. Milburn, well, he telegraphed the hand pass and was read well by Ericsson, who hit up Kite on the lead. They can get out the back here. They got a one-on-one forward of the ball. It'll be McGrath and Farrugia. McGrath got a touch on it, and then he overcommitted with the tackle. And he caught Farrugia high. It was a clumsy attempt. And Farrugia will go back and have a shot on goal here from 30 metres out.
Yeah, fortunate there for Farrugia, but they got given that one-on-one opportunity. He lost probably the better positioning, but you got to be in it to win it, I suppose. And he gets his chance here, and it'll be a handy goal to get back.
12-point lead of the Bloods. Near time on opening term. Farrugia kicked the opening goal of the game in the opening minute. Chance to get his second. And some impact on the scoreboard for the Bloods in this first term. It'll be all about the accuracy here. And he makes a decent attempt at it, but it just drifts off to the left and through for a minor score. So a let-off for the Cobras as the umpires come together again for who knows why. So the winners yesterday, Sunbury comfortable over Ballarat, and Darley did enough to win by 28.
Wondering if it's a crowd issue, maybe.
So it looks like the central umpire will convene with the ground manager. So Darley won the reserves yesterday in the 3v6 match against Bacchus Marsh. North Ballarat too strong today in the under-19s and the reserves, so they progress. So there's a momentary halt to play here for reasons beyond our knowledge.
May have been a crowd altercation, but we'll focus on the footy.
Maybe they'll try and set up another option for food here at Eastern Oval, given there's just one point of sale. So the left foot kick out of defence from Fulton. He got plenty of it. It went to broadcast centre wing. Gertz's tap was clever to Hilton, and they're away here to the very clever Huxtable, who sent the ball long. And that bouncing ball will just roll out of bounds. And the Cobras will get a boundary throw in adjacent to the behind post. So one kick from Fulton, a tap from Gertz and Hilton, and a kick from Huxtable, and they're going from one end to the other. And now it's the Bloods' turn to defend on that missed opportunity. Very gettable one at that for Farrugia. It'll be a throw in here, and Gertz will assume the ruck duties and went with the double tap to his own advantage in the end, but he's held up and taken to the ground by Heaney. They get a ball up just metres away.
Nearly did it all on his own there. Gertz didn't need the men around him there. And he's a big danger inside 50, as we've learned.
Well, we saw him get the Cobras near level with the Bloods with that grab out of the ruck in that deep forward stoppage.
Yes,
just some weeks ago. I'm looking for a repeat of that if Gertz has the intuition and the smarts to take advantage of this. But he'll have to outbody Searle, who's quite a big man. So Gertz won the tap. McCreary, Watkins met solidly, and he saw, and Gertz, pot shot out of the congestion. It's gone off to the right. Players at ground level.
He doesn't look to be in a great way here, Watkins.
And neither does Huxtable. So Huxtable looks like he just copped one flush. And Watkins hasn't moved after being met solidly by McCreary.
Looked a fair contest, though.
Yeah,
I think
indeed,
I think he's just come off second best, which is not very good. Not great signs for the Bloods at all, and we hope the Huxtable's all right as well. It's especially early on in this game, and know how much it means to both teams.
So the umpire just adjusting the pen and paper in the sock there. I just thought he wasn't going to retrieve that and write something down. But Watkins, looking every bit ginger, will be walked from the field. And you will anticipate that the central umpires will wait for Watkins to exit before we get a restart here. Melton 3-2-20 lead. Bacchus Marsh 1-2-8. Grey skies overhead here at Eastern Oval. Some blue sky on the horizon. Perugia, Liam Carter and Braden Kite with a goal each for the Bloods. McCreary has the sole contribution for the Cobras. So the right foot kick beyond the defensive 50. Gee, was good effort by Kamarkovic. Couldn't bring it down. Parente released the ball to Scartamaglia, who found Hilton. 50 metres out from goal. And looked to weigh up the options. He could go backwards here to Kamarkovic just by hand if he wants. So he's a thumping kick, Kamarkovic. But the right foot kick from Hilton gets to the danger area. Gertz had it knocked away from him there by Searle. Hurried kick from Suter. Got towards the defensive 50. Kite tried to claim the hold. Went the soccer. Finlay gathered. High up and under kick. Umpire will pay the mark. Manito went the spoil. Through the hands of Parente. Ground level ball for Goebel. Now out of his reach. Swarm of players around the footy. Whistle imminent. We'll get a ball up on half forward for the Cobras.
We come back to this little contest here. Close side wing with Kovacevic and Carter. A big one-on-one win, you could call that, for Kovacevic, being able to outmuscle the big man. So he'll take that.
Tap one by Tyrrell. Ground level ball. Jack Walker, one of those. Held up by Huxtable. We'll get a ball up. So at the restart, Searle on the tap. Went through the hands of Scartamaglia and Sullivan. Opened the door for Parente. Right foot kick across the body in the Davis direction. Gathered cleanly by Huxtable. The side step was sublime, but the finish crossed the face. Out of bounds on the full.
Wouldn't that have brought the house down?
Well, clever player, Huxtable. He's one of, well, less than a handful playing today that are capable of those moments.
And what a moment it would have been.
Yeah, it would have really restored the Cobras' response and got them back within 6. So Heaney went to the outer side of the ground. Owen had the ball knocked away from him, but unlawfully, said the umpire. So the free kick will go to Owen. 61 goals this year for Owen, and he missed the last 4, so ended up being usurped by Jake Sutton in the race for the Tony Lockett medal. That will mean very little to this man of experience. The man with bigger goals, not just personally, but on the team front for the Cobras. And he'll kick from 49. Kick's on its way. How's the accuracy? He's off to the right, Owen. So from a let-off from Perugia at one end, there's one at the other from Owen, who's kicked 2 behinds this afternoon. 11-point lead of the Bloods after they kicked the opening 3 goals before 10 minutes were even played. Now the game's evened out a bit, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, the stings come out of it. That quick start from the Bloods has turned into a much more even contest.
Intercept grab taken there by Lawler. Who'll look to rebound for the Cobras. He wastes no time. Gertz the target. He flew. Went over the back. Foot race on here. And Manito rushes it through for another behind. 1-4-10 Bacchus Marsh. Melton 3-2-20. 10-point ball game. So Manito runs his measure and delivers with the right boot to the outer side of the ground. And Kite just happy to concede. Knock it over the line for a boundary throw-in on half-forward outer side for the Cobras.
I think with these constant stoppages, we're in for quite a long quarter here. I think there's about 4 game minutes left to go as well. So these stoppages building up.
Boundary throw-in. Searle grabbed it out of the ruck, sent it forward. Knocked forward there by Lachlan Walker. And an infringement against Davis is going to go the way of the Cobras to Milburn, who played on. Went to Scartamaglia, who went forward. Manito went over his head. Owen tried to knock it to the advantage of Hilton. And the run-down tackle was terrific. Take a bow, Oscar Greenshields. Potential goal-saving tackle to deny the Cobras Will do the confidence wonder for the youngster as he went with the left boot, and essentially he's just given it back to the Cobras as he's thumped it out of bounds on the full.
Disappointing after such a fantastic effort to save a goal there, but now they've got to be back on, switched on, set up here as they look to enter 50.
So Shea went with a nervous kick, as he often does, lean with the left shoulder when he's steering an albeit a short pass, and found Finlay in the end. Right foot kick inside 50. Mawson had it written all over him early. Cobras wanted a hold. Umpire called play on. Suda, territory gain, dribbling ball. Cobras have got numbers through Gates here. They can wax on and wax off. The Kovacevic kick was ambitious. It came off in the end and found Huxtable. He can just chip it over the top to McKercher. They booted 3 handy goals in the Cobras' 20-point winner over Sebastopol last week. They kicked 17 for the game. And Owen, McCreary and McKercher combined for 15 of those.
It's a fair effort from a small group.
So McKercher will fancy himself from here despite a degree of difficulty for many. He just made that look easy, McKercher. He's a skillful player and he gets the blood second. And the car horns are up and about here at Eastern Oval in true regional footy style. Bacchus Marsh back within 4 points. 2-4-16. Melton 3-2-20. 30 minutes gone opening term.
It's a fantastic kick from the crafty small. He took his opportunity there. I think he always had his sights set on goal there, and he executed perfectly. And yeah, it's now just a 4-point margin after that fast start from the Blood. So as we said before, the sting came out of the game. The contest became a lot more even, and this is what finals footy is all about, a nice close contest.
We've got a game on here at Eastern Oval. Back at the restart. Tap one by Searle. Chance for Jack Walker. He's held up. We'll get a ball up. Just the nature of the ball travelling to the left of screen. I think if there's any breeze, well, there's no indication from the trees, it is going to the back of Marsh end. So Craig went by hand to Scartamaglia. Heaney dropped what he should have taken. Manito did the mobbing up. Went by hand to Button. And he went to the outer side of the ground and found Sullivan. Sullivan just weighing up the options. None coming at him at the moment, so he's told to play on by the umpire. He goes along the line in the Ryan Carter direction. Craig got there first for the Cobras. And he was tackled by McMahon, and we'll get a ball up on half forward outer side for the Bloods. Sun streaming down here on Eastern Oval. Tap one by Searle to a Swarm. And we'll get a repeat stoppage. How long have we got left in the term, gents? 1 minute. A minute to go. Third term here. Entertaining start to this elimination final one from Eastern Oval. Huxtable. Now he's in trouble. And will the umpire adjudicate?
Could be putting up all-time stoppage numbers here today, I reckon. I think we'd be close to the record in this first term.
Melton lead by 4 points after they kicked the opening 3 goals of the game. Searle out of the congestion. Got some territory gain to half forward. Finlay will use the aid of the boundary line, you'd think, but decided to keep it in the end. Suter, Shea, ground ball. Finally spews out the back, and we'll get a throw in on centre wing outer side.
I think Bacchus Marsh will really benefit from this. Now, as we know, their midfield is a massive strength. If they can just work this out, get some clean run, I think they'd really appreciate the fact that they're playing it inside.
Searle, Gertz, tap one by Gertz. Suter, read it well. Fed the ball by hand to Jack Walker. Right foot kick, tumbling ball wide of the pocket. We'll get a throw in 40 metres away from the Bloods' goal.
But in saying that, it's been going either way. It's been pinballing, and we've been getting a lot of stoppages. So it's a nice close contest. I think this is what we've been excited for, a game like this in the finals where it can literally go either way.
So only an opportunity for Melton to score, you'd think. Farrugia could have been into the back of Gertz. The umpire said no. And we'll get a ball up. So just seconds remain in this opening term. Melton lead by 4 points. So it'll be Gertz and Farrugia. And won't want to cough one up here. The Cobras. McMahon across the body. Look out. Bouncing ball. Chance for Borg. Couldn't gather cleanly. It was a hot footy. The Cobras gather with a tumbling kick out in the Green Shields direction. Scartamaglia got a nice touch on it to the safety of the boundary line. We're going to throw in. They'll be happy with that, the Cobras, to get themselves out of trouble momentarily. Just seconds remain in this opening term as we prepare for that all too familiar siren here at Eastern Oval. Tap one by Gertz. Jack Walker, tackled there by Fulton. Suited through traffic, had to feed the ball. Craig caught one high.
That should be that.
And that will be it. So Craig will clear carefully here for the Cobras and may well be the final kick of this entertaining opening term here. Melton 3-2-20 lead, Bacchus Marsh 2-4-16. The term went a tick over 34 minutes. We'll just take a quick look at the goal scorers. Farrugia, Liam Carter and Braden Kite with a goal each for the Bloods. And the two Macs for the Cobras have got it done, McCreary and McKercher. Bloods kicked the opening 3 goals of the game in the first 7 or 8 minutes. But from thereafter, the Cobras were able to settle and confirm their arrival to finals and find some touch with the last 2 goals of the game to be within 4 at quarter time.
Yeah, definitely. I think Melton were wanting to bounce back from that performance against Sunbury last week, and they showed the footy that they can play and improved in areas where they were really lacking. So they bought that early on, and then it's a credit to the Marsh to be able to take the sting out of the game and play footy on their terms and get within 4 points now into this first quarter. So, yeah, it sets up for a massive game and some really exciting footy.
Stick with us via the BFNL Match Centre. The Vision coming to you live from Eastern Oval this afternoon. Todd Whelan and Alex Kerr with you right throughout this elimination final one bout between Melton and Bacchus Marsh. It's the Bloods who lead by 4 points at quarter time. A break and back with the second quarter action in around 5 minutes' time.
There are certain things in life that just go well together, like the new Big Arch and layers of delicious melty cheddar cheese. Cheese. New Big Arch for Big Macca's hunger.
Welcome back to Eastern Oval, ahead of the second quarter action. Melton lead by 4 points. Entertaining start to this elimination final one of the BFNL competition. Will Sunbury progress for a meeting with Darley next week? And the winner of today will meet East Point on a day to be confirmed. As we get play underway, it'll be Searle and Gertz as we started. And just like that, Gertz won the opening tap. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It'll go to Parente for a hold. And he wastes no time, sending the Bloods into attack. Nixon, drop what he should have taken. Huxtable thrown away from the contest. Umpire called play on. Second effort was good from Nixon to square away a stoppage in the end. And we'll get a ball up. So a little bit of frustration from the youngster. Would have been an ideal start for the Cobras.
Yeah, I know. He's got to swallow that one, you'd think, going inside 50.
Ball up, tap one by Tyrrell. Hurried kick out of the congestion. Came from Manito, but it'll come back in as quick as it came out. Gertz behind the footy. Gave it to Kovacevic. Normally a thumping kick, but this time a helicopter version. It's been cut off there by Handley, and not for the first time today. Short kick, barely went the required, but it was enough. Found Lachlan Walker tied up in the Bloods' defence, who went lateral to the outer side of the ground, and the kick didn't let him down to Button. And the Bloods will try and create an overlap here, and the slow nature won't help the cause. Scoble drop one. Craig squaring ball overcooked. The kick meant for Nixon. Heaney's attack on the footy was solid, and he pumped the ball towards half back. Sullivan gathered. Left foot to Borg. Had it knocked away from him. It was good defence from the Cobras. Gertz did the mopping up. It was well done, Finlay. Fulton steadied the ship and fed it by foot to Gates. He can just chip it over the top. Borg stole it and ran away. Look out, left foot kick out in front of Carter. And made to pay the Cobras. And it'll be Ryan Carter from 40 metres out. Will have a deliberate shot on goal here. A chance to kick his first. And the opening score of the second term.
Wow, we talk about Borg's quality on both feet. Able to hit Lace out there with the left after cutting the ball off. He showed his speed to get to that contest and sets up the first look on goal for the second quarter for the Bloods.
So he's got a deliberate approach, Ryan Carter. He's an excellent shot on goal. And this one, every bit of the commentator's curse off to the right. Lucky to sneak in for a score in the end, Alex.
Yeah,
I tell you what, mate, the last couple of weeks are about 0-5 after wrapping up the ball in hand, shot on goal person, whoever that may be.
Yep, I can agree with you there.
Sutton may well be the last of whom didn't let us down.
Mm-hmm.
So a let-off for the Cobras on the back of that howler. Right foot kick from Kovacevic. Got plenty on it. Towards half-back. Searle had it knocked away from him. Shea fed the ball by hand. Meant to Gertz. Now it's a ground ball opportunity for Jack Walker. Fed it to Suter. Standing start off the left boot. Right place, right time. Ericsson. From 48 to the danger area. Kite with the sit. Got it. Nice overhead grab there from the Bloods captain. He'll do the familiar kite prep. And we'll go around the body here. Does it so well. Nervous Bloods fans watching on. And kite gives them little to worry about. And the Bloods get the opener on the back of weighted possession in their front half, albeit in the opening 3.5 minutes of this second term.
Yeah, I think he likes that, the snapping action, as you did say. Obviously, it's been taken on by the majority of players up in the big league, in the AFL, but I think they like it. Takes a bit out of the equation, a little less to worry about, they reckon, but he executes it very well, and yeah, that's big for the Bloods after a little let-off with the set shot that was missed by Ryan Carter, but they take an 11-point lead here, and yeah, it's a great start as per the first quarter.
Yeah, the Cobras they won't want to be playing catch-up footy all afternoon, conceding the opening 3 goals of the first term and the first in this second term, and was lucky not to be a second, in fact. As in true country style, we wait for the retrieving of the footy. So yesterday, Darley just did enough against East Point, who had 7 or 8 players that were first and second up. It'll be interesting if they can reproduce next week in an elimination final. There's a theory that after a layoff, you can be very good first up, but it's more the week after that's the concern. So it'll be interesting how East Point front up next week against the winners of this game this afternoon. Back at the restart, neither ruckman could gain the ascendancy, but a hurried left foot kick from Walker was met by Milburn, who fed it by hand to Fulton on his non-preferred. The kick was smothered. Davis held up, released the ball. Walker wanted a high, denied. Milburn got the rebound, but it was cut off there by Handley on half-back for the Bloods, who went short into the middle. Normally quite a short by-foot Handley. He's a good ball user. And he gave it to Jack Walker, who loves to run. And he sent the ball towards half forward. And Braden Kite, he's got sticky hands this afternoon. Took a nice grab out in front of Goebel.
Is a little breeze out there, but I didn't think there was that much for him to take an attempt on like this.
Well, he's from outside 50. He knows his range. He gets plenty of it. Gets it up into the air. Players fly at the back. Carter. Too easy. Ryan Carter with the outstretched hands has taken, well, bordering on an uncontested mark among 6 or 7 other players in the end, and was just able to finish of his own accord and kick his first.
Yeah, class by Ryan Carter, obviously, to take a pack mark like that. But when you look at some of the height that was down in that goal square, especially Goats, to not contest the mark is pretty disappointing for Bacchus Marsh.
Coach killer.
Yeah, that's right. You want to kill that over the line when they come in shallow like that. But a bit of a let-off and the Bloods get another.
So the margin back to 17. Bloods closing in on their game-high 19-point lead that they established in the opening term on the back of those 3 goals to kickstart the game. Walker started well. Craig, Milburn, fed it by hand to Finlay. It was a loose hand pass meant for Fulton. He should get one in the back here. Umpire said no. And it's a hot footy. We'll get a ball up. Good to hear the crowd getting involved, Alex. It's... well, it's mortality on the line, albeit their football season, these two respective clubs. Searles, tap only went as far as Fulton. Left foot kick, gathered cleanly there by Nixon. McKercher gave it back to Nixon. Right foot kick across the body, goes in the Hilton direction. He get it knocked away from him. Chance for Davis, he gets a second effort at it. Now he's ridden into the ground. And the umpire said, lawfully. And we'll get a stoppage 40 metres away. On very heavy going there, just inside the attacking 50 for the Cobras. It'll be Searle and Tyrrell. McKercher went low. Now he's in trouble. He's been pinged by the umpire. He led low with the head.
That was his prior.
He wanted the contact, and that was his prior. That's a good call from you, Alex. And Mawson went to the outer side with a dribbling ball in the end. Gained about 45 metres for his side before it found its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. Attacking side of centering outer side of the ground for Melton.
Yeah, it's that early pressure that we were seeing from the Bloods in the first quarter. It was just about them maintaining that and not letting Bacchus Marsh into the game. We'll see how Bacchus Marsh respond again here. 8
minutes gone, second term. Melton lead by 17 points. Goebel fed it by hand to Lachlan Walker. His left foot kick went inside 50. Lawler. Attack on it was good, but now he's got an outnumber as Liam Carter combined with Ryan Carter. Squaring ball, Kite!
Wow, he's hard to deal with one-on-one.
He's too much for a small and too much for a tall. Needless to add, the medium variety. Just a tough matchup, has been for a number of years. Bread and butter for Braden Kite here. Even the curse won't impact this finish. And Kite gets his third and 3 in a row for the Bloods. Copy-paste effort of the opening term. 6-3-39 Melton. With a game-high 23-point lead. Bacchus Marsh 2-4-16.
That's right. It's that fast start, as we've alluded to, that they're able to get off to in the first quarter. And like you said, you can't be playing catch-up throughout a game, especially a final like this where we're expecting a lot of stoppages later in these quarters, which can make it hard to get some fluid ball moving and getting the ball forward. So Melton really making the most of it right now, and it's over to Bacchus Marsh now to turn this around and get it back on their terms.
Anyone chasing a feed at half-time, you probably want to order Uber Eats out of that canteen. That queue has just been there all afternoon. And I imagine the masses will converge at half-time, Alex.
Yes, I think good luck to you.
I think I'll be one of those. We've got a game on here. Similar start for the Bloods in this second term to the first. They're on top here at Eastern Oval. Searle won the tap. Clever tap from Parente. Defensively to Fulton, who found Huxtable, who's got an important role to play today. And the right foot kick went out the next direction. He's forced to defend by the fist. He got it to ground level. Mawson was up to the task and fed it to Manito. Got a territory gain beyond outer side centre wing. Found the safety of the boundary line in the end. Ricocheted off shins, and we'll get a throw in.
They're just not getting great looks at the moment, Bacchus Marsh. And I mean, you could probably credit Melton to not allowing it to happen. But this is around the time in the first quarter that the tides seem to change. So we'll see if there's a response from the Marsh.
Throw in. Gertz won the tap, needs one to advantage. Parente been in the right place, right time on a handful of occasions today, but out of the congestion went McMahon with a high up and under. Ryan Carter, second attempt, couldn't hang on. Ground ball, shark there by Finlay. The rebound kick found McCreary, who went short. The kick was okay to Fulton, who's starting to accumulate. He kept the pattern of play out towards the dangerous Huxtable, but the boundary line beat him. We'll get a throw in on half forward out of side for the Cobras.
It's just not efficient at the moment. And on a day like this where the ground is the way it is, the ball's probably starting to get a little heavier, you want to be as efficient as possible. Throw in,
tap one by Gertz. Fulton, lumbering after the footy, gathered cleanly, went inside out on Walker, then he was held up. We're going to throw in, so some good pressure from Jack Walker to deny Fulton a handball release on his own terms. Send it in a boundary throw in here. So it'll be Searle and Gertz. Gertz with the tap on as far as Lockton Walker. Kick smothered there by Scartamaglia. Parente. Not held, send the umpire. Stoppage squared away on true centre wing out of side. So 12 minutes into this second term. Melton with the only 3 goals of the term. We ball up here. Gertz on the tap. Parente. Hustled to the ground there by Lachlan Walker. We'll get another ball up. So the umpires have had a bit of it today, Alex?
Yeah, that's right. I think these numbers are going to be huge.
No highlights reel for the men in green, unfortunately. What a painful watch that'd be. Parente, dribbling ball, shallow entry inside 50. Hilton, foraging. And some good pressure from the Bloods defence, some good intent.
Here's a chance for Bacchus Marsh that to get a player like, Jake Owen, who hasn't really got involved in the game, but tides can change so quick and he can get involved.
Gertz, Huxtable, meant for McCreary, missed here. McMahon got a second opportunity. Threw the ball on the boot. Borg might have caught one over the shoulder. Umpire let it go. The familiar dribble along the ground from Borg to his advantage, but the speech to Craig was up to the task. Did enough pressure. Not out of trouble yet, though, as the Carters hook up. Liam to Ryan. Back to Liam. Fed it to the outside. Borg, evasive. Got around one and another. Fed it with the left and found Kites.
That's incredible ball movement. Something that it's been lacking in the past month. I think that's pretty clear to say for the Bloods. So this is just really exciting to see. And it's just about being able to maintain it, though. Kite's getting some really good looks. And it's exactly what Melton would have wanted coming into this. It's just about the Marsh being able to wake up to this. Maybe throw some magnets around down back to see if they can force a change, but he's just getting it too easy.
So Kite for goal number 4. And a chance to extend the lead to 29. And he makes no mistake. Bloods get 4 in a row in this second term. They kick the first 3 goals of the game. In the back half of that opening term, the Cobras kicked back-to-back goals of their own. But since then, it's all been Melton. They've kicked the last 4 in the opening 14 minutes of this second term. They now lead by a game-high 29 points. So some concerns for the Cobras, Alex.
That's major concerns. As I just mentioned, that we saw a bit of a response around this point in the first quarter where they were able to take the sting out of the game and get the footy on their own terms. It just hasn't looked like happening just yet. Hopefully, for their sake, it does. Just need some experienced heads around the ball to try and just force a change and get the ball forward. Get players like Jake Owen involved.
Yeah, if Cobras have probably had 10 players that have had 5 disposals or less. Tyrrell with the tap. Suter across the body. Got the clearance with a high up and under to a vacant space. Foot race on. Scoble went to ground, ricocheted off his knee to the advantage of Craig for the Cobras, who fed it to Finlay, back to McGrath. Ground ball, McCreary needs the lift. Turnover opportunity for Farrugia. Tumbling ball forward. Went through the hands of Kite, who just pled with the umpire for a hold, was denied, and will get a throw in. Just metres around from the Bloods goal.
It just always looks dangerous, these inside 50s, and it's just not going the same the other way for the Marsh. So just a couple of things to think about going into this second half.
Boundary throw in. Tyrrell won that tap. Milburn nearly held without it in the end. The umpire agreed. So the Cobras will get out of trouble momentarily. So a 4-point lead to the Bloods at quarter time has been extended to 29. We've been playing 15 and a half minutes in this second term. So Milburn to the outer side of the ground. Lawler looks a little bit proppy there with that skipping action. Certainly not a natural gait for anybody, really. That's the way I've been getting around the last couple of weeks. Boundary throw in. Tyrrell, Farrugia, shallow throw in. Wonder it wasn't reset. Farrugia was the beneficiary in the end, and he was unable to gain an exit. We'll get a ball up here. 60 metres away from the Bloods goal. Farrugia, the tap to Parente, who's gathered cleanly out of 7 or 8 ruck contests today, but just hasn't been able to get release. McCreary had the ball held to him. So while McCreary has a goal, he's been quiet by his standards. You'll think that he and the likes of Huxtable will need 20 plus. So Ryan Davis with a left foot kick, inside 50. Chance for Carter, tapped it back to the advantage of his brother Ryan. Kick across the body, ground ball opportunity for Ericsson. Went to ground, Gates kept his feet, and then he went to ground. Look out, Kite, got it! Kite's got 5. He's got a handful, and he's proving a handful at Eastern Oval. Well, the Cobras, it was like dealing cards, and they were just trying to work out when it was okay to pick them up. And then Braden just swept and said, well, if you guys aren't going to pick it up, I will.
Yeah, it's just...
And he just picked it up and kicked the goal.
As simple as that, really. And, yeah, it's just the pressure is fantastic by the Bloods at the moment, and it has been lacking, and it's great to see them bring this in a final. It's the right time to be bringing it. It's just about how the Marsh can adapt to it. They just don't really have much answers at the moment, and I could imagine that the Bloods will be endeavouring to continue this. It's about the Marsh trying to just work something out to try and subdue a player like Kite, who's got 5 in the first half.
Well, something needs to change. So it's all or nothing for Bacchus Marsh today. They trailed by 35 points, 18 minutes gone into the second term. Now, this is where the coaches earned their coin. All their experience is for days like today. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with, shuffling the magnets, because if it just continues to play out as we see here, I can see Kite kicking 10 and Melton winning by 80. Ball up. Farrugia couldn't gather cleanly, and 10 on the footy was thrown out in the end. Umpire put whistled him out, didn't blow it in the end, and Gates applied the tackle. Square away a stoppage. Some rushed yards for the Cobras.
That's it. And I think with Bacchus Marsh this year, they've never really been out of games. If a team's bridged a bit of a gap, they've worked their way back in, and they've tried to stay there and about. So I think that's what they've got to harp on going into this second half.
Umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Farrugia from that ruck contest. Tyrrell in a bit of disbelief. So Farrugia now. Ignore the handball option of Benito and Mawson, and came broadcast side towards Liam Carter. And it knocked away from him by Kabarkovic. Green shields at ground level. This fell over at the crucial stage. It's over the line. right in front of us here. Rare moment, Alex. We'll enjoy this.
Yep, savour it.
35-point lead of the Bloods. Near time on second term. Searle and Tyrrell. Tap one by Tyrrell. McCreary couldn't gather cleanly. Kick out of the congestion from McMahon. Only went as far as McCreary, who fed it by hand to Nixon. Kick couldn't get through traffic. He got a second effort at it. It was a dribbling ball only as far as Barton, who got it to Benito. Back to Barton. And they worked their way out. Solid contest there from Suter and Tyrrell. Take a bow, both players. How about that for a hand pass of Green Shields? Got Suter to the outside. Went to the dangerous kite. And it knocked away from him by Goebel. Gathered by Borg. Holding the ball. And Milburn will take the resultant free kick. So a couple of the more exciting Bloods players combined, but just didn't pay off in the end.
No, it's a great defensive effort there by Milburn to be able to win the ball back in 50, which they've been struggling to do in this second term.
So the right foot kick, Searle dropped what he should have taken. Shark there by Nixon, wasted no time to look forward and just threw it on the boot. We'll get a turnover. Handley, dangerous. Benito, good pressure from Craig, did well not to infringe. Benito met solidly there and fairly by Gertz. Craig's gather was clean. His hand pass was loose. It was meant for Huxtable. Was cut off by McMahon. He got it to Jack Walker. To Button in the middle of the ground. High up and under kick into the Carter direction. Terrific grab taken behind the ball. There by Lawler, who went with the right boot to centre wing. It was a terrific kick to Huxtable. He'll look to move the ball forward. Clever kick across the body to McKercher. 45 metres out from goal. He can just chip it over the top. So he got it to Owen on the bounce. Open the door here for the Bloods defence to have an impact here and at least square away a stoppage, and that's what's unfolded. And we'll get a ball up 35 metres away from the Cobra goal. Ball up. Swarm of players around the footy.
It's a massive opportunity going begging there by Marsh. They were able to string the ball together with some great play. They'll benefit from a stoppage in 50 again here, though.
So some concerns for Lockie Watkins, who's done for the day. And I'd be rolling the dice having a guess as to what it was. But if it is a concussion issue, that would put him in doubt for next week. So it's a watch this space for the very consistent rebound defender for the Bloods. So crucial to the Bloods' fortunes moving forward if they get through today. Searle's tap. Good pressure from Handley.
We know how much of a key player Watkins is, and although it's been probably a weak couple of months, he's been the shining light down back for the Bloods.
Indeed. Ball bounces on its end. No ruckman can impact the contest. Half a dozen players having their own game of involuntary twister. We'll get a ball up. 15, 20 metres away from the Cobra goal. Can they get one back here? Huxtable took them on. Tackled, taken to the ground. Goal square opportunity. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Phillips. On the last line of defence for the Bloods. 6 minutes to go, Alex.
That's it.
So Phillips went with a high up and under kick. He didn't time it well. Is it on the full? Yes, it is. So 6 minutes remain in this second term. Bacchus Marsh scoreless in the opening 23 minutes of this term. Kick meant for Owen. Couple of Bloods combined. Opportunity for Scartamaglia. Got a bit on the ball. Did anyone touch it? Well, it doesn't matter because it's bounced through for a behind off the post. So their first score of the second term took the best part of 23 and a half minutes. They trail by 34. So Benito with a clearing kick to outer centre wing. Good use of the body there from Milburn, but he couldn't deny in the end. Chance for Owen. He picked it up cleanly. Fed it to Fulton. Shrugged the tackle. Thumped the ball onto the left boot to a danger area. Tyrrell off hands. Mawson was clean. Fed it by hand. He did well. Got it to Benito. And Benito's short kick was okay to Heaney. So they can take some air out of the game here, the Bloods. He told to play on and went with the left boot. The kick was okay and found Liam Carter, who wheels onto that right boot and just tipped it over the top. Guess who? Found brother Ryan. And wasted no time setting the ball forward in the Borg direction. The two number 16s, he and Findlay off hands over the line for a boundary throw-in. 65 metres around from the Melton goal. 8-3-51 Melton, lead Bacchus Marsh 2-5-17. Braden Kite has 5 goals. Throw in. Gertz won the tap. It was a good one. Parente was in the right spot again, but a turnover opportunity for Suter. He got plenty of it. A one-on-one. Guess who? Well, it just slipped through the breadbasket of Braden Kite. He did all the body work, protected the ball drop, and just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, he just, as he does so well, he'd be ruined that opportunity because the straightforward chest mark after that body work is very disappointing.
So Fulton with that penetrating left foot kick that we know he has. He got it towards half back. Scobell fed the ball by hand to the outside. Manito kept it in somehow. Tumbling torpedo. Was cut off there by Fulton, who's arguably been Bacchus Marsh's leading contributor here this afternoon. So Shea fed it to Kavakovic. Poor kick at the end, dribbling one at that. Off hands, rolled its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. On the attacking side of centre wing, outer side of the ground for Melton.
There's just too many unforced errors, especially in a point of time where a little bit of momentum seems to be getting wrestled back for Bacchus Marsh. They've had a few more entries. You just can't be affording that in your defensive half of your ground. Throw
in. Gertz won the tap to Parente. They got some territory gain out of that hit to advantage. Hilton knocked off the footy. Lawfully said the umpire. Suter kept his feet. Fed the ball by hand to Jack Walker, who chipped it over the top to Liam Carter. He's got some size on. Kavakovic was able to bring that grab down. Melton by 35 points. Right foot kick to the pocket. Through the hands of Lawler and Ryan Carter. And another entry for the Bloods. Deep in time on in this second term. They lead by 35 points after they led by 4 at quarter time. They've kicked 5 unanswered goals in this second term. Led at the front by Braden Kite with his 5 goals. Liam and Ryan Carter have 1 apiece. Faruja the other. Speak of the other, he's got 2 now, Faruja. And the Bloods have 9. And the margin extends to a 41-point lead here at Eastern Oval. Near 27 minutes gone, second term. 9-4-58 Melton. Resembling more of the Bloods that we knew of in the opening half of the season when they went 9-1. But since then, just 2.5 wins from their last 8 games. But they're well on their way here this afternoon with 6 unanswered in this second term.
Rare error there as well by Goats. In a ruck contest deep inside defensive 50 to give away the position like that to an undersized ruckman. Obviously, most ruckmen that he's going to come up against are undersized. And a big win there for Farugia.
Tap one by Gertz, meant for Shea. Got it in the end. Couldn't get through the traffic. All momentum with the Bloods. They kicked the first 3 before Bacchus Marsh kicked 2 late. Since then, it's been the Bloods with the last 6 of the game. Jack Walker sends the Bloods into attack, presenting Liam Carter. Can wheel and go, 51 metres out to a one-on-one with Ryan. Plays on, can run in a kicking second, and he makes no mistake. Bloods on fire here at Eastern Oval. They got 10 on the board, 28 minutes gone, second term.
And that was just a little too easy out of the middle there. It's the heads around the ball for the Marsh at the moment that really need to bring them back into this contest, because you've got players like Jake Owen as a starting point who hasn't been able to get into the game just due to the service. And you look at his situation as well with his hand, you don't know if the opportunity to be able to get swung down back is even an option at the moment, with maybe it not being 100%. So, yeah, it's worrying signs for the Marsh, especially going into half-time. You're hoping to see a response, and we just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, just a period of play with Owen behind the ball could be something that may steady the ship for the Cobras. Given Owen with that hand doesn't have to mark the ball. It's actually easier behind the ball.
And it's true.
And so we're looking for some shift of the magnets from Dennis Armfield this afternoon, and it's just been a bit pedestrian. I think the back 6 and 7 has essentially remained the same. Fulton's trying hard through the middle, but McCreary's and Shea have had little impact. And Gertz has found Parente with hits to advantage, but as soon as Parente gets on the end of it, he's been swarmed by the Bloods, who have certainly come to play here this afternoon, and they lead by 47 points. Here they go again. Jack Walker, right foot kick, inside 50. Carter had a couple to beat. It was a clever tap to Braden Kite, who fed the ball by here to Ericsson. Met solidly, bounced off the tackle of Goebel and sent it high to a one-on-one with Ryan Carter and Will Lawler. And the boundary line.
Yeah, well,
one in the end, off hands, we're going to throw in.
Definitely well won there by young Will Lawler. Had the right position. Would have probably rathered the rush behind, but the boundary throw in nonetheless. Let's see how they set up here.
10-4, Melton. They've booted 7 goals, 2 this term to 1 behind. Throw in. Shallow one at that. Farouja had front spot. It was good use there by Gertz. Fed the ball by foot. Gathered by McMahon, fed it back to Sullivan, broke the tackle of McKercher, and sent it back to the top of the goal square. Carter!
Just these one-on-one opportunities. It's obviously not working for the Marsh at the moment, and it's something that definitely needs to be looked at half-time. I'm imagining they'd like to stick to their guns in this situation, but it is just, with the entries the way they are, it is much too easy for these tools.
They have no answers for the Carters today, the Cobras. And it'll be Liam Carter from directly in front to chance to kick his second. And the Bloods have got 11. This is getting out of hand here at Eastern Oval. An 8-goal blitz in this second term, unanswered, has extended the Bloods' advantage to a game-high 53-point lead near the half-time break.
You can only imagine that there will be a response after half-time, though, from the Marsh, who have done so well this season. To be able to get themselves in this position, you'd be expecting a response, that's for sure.
So Carter has 5, 2 each to Ryan and Liam Carter and Farouja. So all multiples for the Bloods, 4 contributors on the goal front, McCreary and McKercher. Gee, it feels like an hour ago when they kicked those 2 goals to get the Cobras within 4 points. Back at the restart, tap one by Gertz. McCreary held up by McMahon. We'll get a ball up. So smiles around for the Cobra fans. At the moment, Gertz won the tap only as far as Jack Walker. Turned and delivered forward. Farouja did well to get front spot. Milburn, searching hand pass. Put Kavakovic under the pump. He needs some help. And he's searching hand pass behind the ball. Meant for Lawler. Found the point line in the end. A rush behind. So Kavakovic will bring the ball back into play. And the kick was okay. Found Finlay. And just chip it over the top to LaFranchi. So in the last line of defence, bereft of option forward. And he goes with the long kick to outer centre wing. Tyrrell the fly. Owen in front. Canenga on. McMahon. Manito. Kick across the body. Farouja in front. Waste no time. Right foot kick towards Lawler and Carter. And Lawler was terrific in that one-on-one to get a fist on the footy and through for a rush behind.
There hasn't been too many highlights down back, but Lawler especially has been able to stay with his man. Even Kovacevic against Liam Carter, they haven't had great one-on-one contests with them. The ball has been kicked to their advantage more often than not, but when it's been put on their head, they've stood their ground really well.
Good observation. Agreed. So to be LaFranchi, who waddles out of defence and goes with the right foot kick. Telling one at that, beyond half-back and in the middle of the ground. Handley had good purchase on the footy. Bounced off his hands in the end. And Button did the roving before he was held up. We get a ball up. Tap one by Searle. So I'd expect a small adjustment of the scoreboard at half-time with Melton getting that rush behind late. I imagine Melton 11-5-71, Bacchus Marsh 2-5-17. A 55, well, 11-6 now, the Bloods. A 55-point lead. So a 4-point quarter time lead has been blown out to 55 at the half. The quarter went the best part of 34 minutes on the back of the Bloods' 8-goal blitz in that term. They kicked 8 goals for the term to Bacchus Marsh's 1 behind to lead at the main break by 55. The goal scorers for Melton Braden Kine has 5 and 2 each to Liam and Ryan Carter and Connor Ferrugia. Whilst for Bacchus, Marsh, McCreary and McKercher have just a goal apiece. So some solace needed from the Cobras at half-time. I don't know what they can do to work themselves back into the game. They've got plenty of players down. And on the flip side, in the nature of a 55-point deficit, the team on top, they've got plenty going right for them at the moment. And Troy Scale will be a happy man with that 8 unanswered goal blitz in that second term.
Yeah, definitely. It was that similar start to the first quarter by the Bloods where they were able to get on top. They booted 4 quick goals. It was 3 quick goals in the first quarter. And, I mean, we were expecting a bit of a response from the Marsh as they did. They were able to subdue the game in the first quarter. They took the sting out. They got it on their terms. It just didn't happen. And it just continuously got worse from then on. So there's a lot of questions to ask at half-time. You just want to think that the Marsh, as we said, have done so well to get to this position in the season, finals for the first time in 7 years, to go out on their, they want to go out on their sword, that's for sure, if they're going to go out. So they have to definitely try and pull something together to try and get it back on their terms and just get a response in this second half.
Well, get some respect on the scoreboard in the first half of the third term will be the ideal start for Bacchus Marsh. Just one step at a time. Just don't try and reel it all in 5 minutes. Just chip away at it. But the way the Bloods are travelling at the moment, they have a chance to extend in this second half. 11 goals to 2. They lead Bacchus Marsh. So the Bloods are back in town. They lead by 55 points here at the half. Braden Kine has 5. And we'll take the main break of the afternoon back with the third quarter action in around 15 minutes' time.
There are certain things in life that just go well together, like the new Big Arch and layers of delicious melty cheddar cheese. Cheese. New Big Arch for Big Macca's hunger.
Time to get played away for the second half action here. Elimination final one. A response needed from the Cobras. They trail by 55. The Bloods, away they go again through Suter. Shallow entry inside 50. Through the hands of Lawler. Getting out the back was Liam Carter. Couldn't gather cleanly. Screaming of ball from the outer as Parente runs away with the footy. Lowered the eyes and a kick was good and found Huxtable. So the ball is in the right hands. But he's bereft of option and chips it to the outside. Running onto it there might have been Coble. Ground ball opportunity here.
There was instances like that one that we were seeing in that first half where they just moving it around the back half of the ground, they weren't able to hit those targets. Early on it's happened again, so we're hoping to see a little bit of a change for the Marsh. Hopefully they can adapt to just hitting these easy little targets.
Boundary throw in. Searle and Kurtz near the ruckman could impact the contest. Gathered by Gates. Territory gain. Hopeful. One bounce over the line for a boundary throw in. I'll take that. The Cobras.
That's it. Gaining territory is a positive. So it's just what can they make from it, Dotty?
Yeah, they've had a lot of players down this afternoon. I think of players who might have spent their final yesterday thinking about it. Throw in. Gertz and Searle. Tap one by Gertz. Shea went to ground. And we get a stoppage on true half forward out of side for the Cobras, who trail by 55 points after an 8-goal blitz to the Bloods. Unanswered in that second term. Gertz. Fulton, who's tried hard today. Lowered the eyes. Hilton had it knocked away from him by Manito. Searle fed the ball to Jack Walker. Borg the target. Was well played there by Finlay. His kick was smothered there by Liam Carter. Chance for Manito, and it's stolen by Huxtable. He's high up and under kick. Another typical territory game. It's been the theme of the Cobras today with ball in hand as Manito rebounds for the Bloods to Lachlan Walker. And he went with the right foot kick towards Carter. Speaking of Lamb, who knocked it cleverly forward. There a chance here. Borg, dribbling ball. There's his moment. Clever goal from Borg. The first goal of the third term. To Melton. 12-6-78. They lead Bacchus Marsh 2-5-17. We're out to a 61-point lead here to the Bloods.
That's the ball moment you're after. He knows how to present, and when you get an option like that where, look, you had three of the small forwards of Melton all in a pocket together, just deciding who's the one who's going to take it on. So it is worrying signs early on by the Marsh, but it is very early on in this second half, and plenty of time for them to just work something out and hopefully put up more of a show than in the first half.
61-point lead to the Bloods. 12 goals to 2. Gertz with the tap. Suter could have been held. Huxtable ran away. Left foot. Favoured Hilton had front spot. Couldn't hang on. With the soccer in the end. The ricochet fell into the hands of Manito. Rebound kick to broadcast centre wing. LaFranchi had to stop and prop with a heavy ground ball. Ball gathered. Fed it to Suter. The kick was smothered. It was good play by Fulton. Somehow he got boot to ball. Gather was clean from Button. Fed it by hand. Meant for Suter. Missed the target. Suter will get a free kick here. Umpire called play on. Scoble through traffic. Fed it to Jack Walker, who ran into a brick wall in Parente, and we get a ball up. Centre wing broadcast side.
It's some good desperation there by the Marsh, not making it easy. Getting the stoppage that they were after, but it's just about getting it forward from here.
So no one on Suter here on this left side of the stoppage. Huxtable.
Had a great bit of play, a stoppage about 2 or 3 minutes ago where Huxtable was able to get that release and run straight through the middle of the pack and get a ball inside 50. So promising signs, hopefully to see more.
Searle, use of the body was good. Just dropped the ball at the crucial time. Opened the door for Parente with the dribbling ball in the direction of Davis, who gathered. It was bailed up there by Barton. Did well to shrug the tackle in the end. It was a lazy handball, but Gates was up to the task. Went with the boot out in the Owen direction. Phillips at the back, got a hand on it. It's got some support through Heaney. Good pressure from Owen, but they'll work it out the Bloods. They'll take advantage of the outnumber. Dribbling ball for Heaney. Open the door for a turnover opportunity. Tyrrell dropped it. Chance here for Craig, whose tackle taken to the ground. And we'll get a ball up. It was Gates, in fact.
You think Owen will be a little disappointed in that entry. He just didn't get it to his favoured side to be able to have a chance to mark the ball.
Tyrrell went early, still won the tap nonetheless. Ball went boundary side, we'll get a ball up. Melton lead by 61. 5 minutes gone, third term. Loose ball. Jack Walker, who's been one of the many contributors for the Bloods today. No Geordie Cotter today, no Jordan Kite. No Jacob Hickey. Ball up. Cobra's in attack here. Hot footy. Somehow McCreary grabbed it, got it to the danger area. Owen's got a couple to beat. Oh, and he got a second effort, but just offline. With the second effort soccer, the minor score. He's third behind of the afternoon.
Yeah, massive chance there for Owen out the back to get that goal they so crucially need, and that'd get him rolling for sure. But it is all about the delivery that he has had a lack of today. So one for the Marsh to think about.
Well, the kick got plenty of it. It was meant for Ryan Carter, and it knocked away from him. LaFranchi caught one high, said the umpire. It was, well, Owen, in fact, who lowered the eyes and drilled Huxtable, who'll look to square the ball to half forward. They're queuing up here, the Cobras. And Kamarkovic is a thumping kick inside the centre square.
Well, something like this.
We'll weigh up the options. And he goes long. Gets plenty on the kick. Players fly, no mark taken. Craig's forced to do the defensive work as a stoppage is squared away deep in Cobra's attack.
It's a tough one there because if you don't take that mark, it can turn into a stoppage rather than a rush behind, which Melton would have definitely benefited from. But a chance here for Marsh, close to goal.
Ball up. Tap one by Searle to Button. They'll work it out, the Bloods, through Lachlan Walker. Beyond the defensive 50 off the hands of Liam Carter. The safety of the boundary line will get a ball up. Bloods lead by 60. 10 goals, the difference. 7 minutes into this third term. Throw in. Gertz from the side. Won the tap. Huxtable. It's held up. We'll get a ball up.
Yeah, there are the keys, the midfielders.
Another opportunity at ground level for the Cobras through Fulton, who's held up. We'll get a repeat stoppage.
As per the engine room is usually the one that will kickstart the counter-attack, and we know how good the Marsh's midfield can be. They'll put them to the test here.
Gertz won the tap. Fulton. Huxtable. They've been arguably the Cobras' two best. Boundary throw-in, 65 metres away from the Cobra goal. Bloods with the only goal of this third term from a dribbling shot on goal from Borg as Shea sends the Cobras into attack. Bounced off the hands of Handley. You're in trouble, Mawson. He's been pinged for holding the ball. So a shot on goal imminent here for Craig and the Cobras. A chance to get one of the 10 they need back.
That's it, but it's a great sense of urgency by Craig there to lay the tackle, chase Mawson down. Didn't have a lot of time, but he definitely, a free kick was there, and a great chance for a shot on goal here for Craig, who, you know, there's no bigger goal to kick than right now to get this chase back into the game kick started.
So Craig, drop punt, it's on its way. Across the face and through for a minor score. So he haunted the Bloods late in their last meet when the Cobras stole a 4-point win in the end. It's a different game happening today. Long kick out of defence. Parente had front spot, knocked away by Farrugia. Some good pressure there from Sullivan. Ball spilled free to the hands of Suda. LaFranchi needs to be quick, and he just tumbled it back, and it was strong overhead by Parente. He wheels onto the right boot. Gets plenty on the kick. Just needs a favourable bounce. And he got one of those, and the Cobras get one back here at Eastern Oval.
Fantastic kick there by a leader who is one of those players that can get you back into the game and kickstart some sort of counter-attack, which the Marsh have been lacking at the moment, but that's a fantastic highlight there, a goal from just outside 50 on the run. Can definitely change the tide of things, and wrestle back some momentum for the Marsh, who have started pretty slow in this first quarter, but a goal early on, or in the first 10 minutes, is definitely a positive.
Yeah, he's been another one of the handful of tries for the Cobras today who have been outplayed, seemingly no answers for the Cobras, for the Bloods' offensive weaponry forward. I speak of Kite and the Carters. Huxtable tried to tap it to the advantage of Parente, and then his defensive pressure was good, Huxtable. He'll get a free kick here, holding the ball. So another entry imminent here for Huxtable, who's tried hard today. And he sends the ball in the Owen direction. Got his hands on it. Went to ground. Not out of trouble yet, the Bloods. Suda, Heaney. Fed it by hand. They need it bounce here. And they got a favourable one to Button. He fed it to Heaney. And he got a clearing kick beyond the defensive 50 to the safety of the boundary line. We'll get a throw in.
Just couldn't stick for Owen there, but for someone who hasn't had the delivery today, he's turned it into a nearly day. As you mentioned, he's got the 3 behinds. Hasn't had great opportunity, though. But we know how dangerous a player he is and how much he can turn this game in the second half.
Boundary throw in. Gertz won the tap. Searching for McKercher. Couldn't get her. And that'll be a high against Suda on Davis. Suda will rebound for the Bloods. So he's up on his bike. He's had a good day. Right foot kick, meant for McMahon. It knocked away from him by Huxtable. Chance of Button. He got it to Kite in the end, who forced to release the ball, but couldn't get it beyond the traffic. We'll get a ball up on half forward out of side for the Cobras.
Promising defensive pressure, though, by the Cobras, who were lacking that in that second term. So it's good to see it's come back.
Ball up. Gertz won the tap. Huxtable. He's held up. We'll get a ball up. Melton lead by 53 points here. 12 minutes into this third term. Parente. He's got an outnumber to deal with, including the boundary. The boundary one in the end. We'll get a throw in. Been plenty of ball on that outer side of the ground this afternoon, especially in the hands of the boundary umpires. Throw in. Searle. Gertz won the tap. It was a shallow entry. McCreary overran the footy. Chance for McMahon. He was clean. Fed it to Greenshields. He got it to Searle. He fed it back looking for McMahon. It was cut off by Huxtable, who got it to Parente. But a touch of the fumbles. Greenshields somehow found Button in the end. So from a standing start, he butchered it and smashed it out of bounds on the full.
It was a pretty unforced error there by Button, but some great pressure by the Marsh, who, even though Melton were able to win the ball back a couple of times, they're the ones who are the beneficiary.
Tyrrell. Nice use of the body there. Got some contact on his immediate opponent in front of him. And then outstretched the big hands and took a nice grab.
Well, it's a great contested mark from one of the tall forwards, and that's something we haven't been able to see today by the Marsh. So, better late than never. You want to see it happen in the game. So, a big opportunity here for Tyrrell.
Chance to get back-to-back goals. Needs this. He didn't let the Cobras down. The finish was good. So a small gain for the Cobras in the mean of a goal. And they're back within 47. They kicked 2 unanswered in the second half of that opening term and have matched that in the third term. But splitting that was 3 unanswered to the Bloods in the first term and then 8 unanswered in the second. Margin 47 points. Bloods doing it comfortably, but some resistance shown in the last 6 or 7 minutes from the Cobras.
Well, that's the beauty of footy. A game's never done until it is. Obviously, it's a big mountain to climb here for the Marsh, but in a final, it's every reason to stay in the game and try to force a comeback.
So, Lachlan Watkins done for the day, so he'll be a watch or a wait and see whether he's available next week, especially if it was a concussion issue. So the fend-off from Fulton was unlawful, said the umpire. So Jack Walker will take the beneficiary. Free kick and sent the ball long towards Carter. Lawler was good with the overhead spoil. LaFranchi. They coughed it up here. And Suda obliged and gave it back to the Cobras to Milburn, who got it to Fulton through the heavy deck. Tried to draw the man and elected to go by boot in the end. Went direct to Owen. And that'll be nearly 50. So he'll just chip it over the top to Gertz. Couldn't get his hand on it. Shark there by McCreary. Kick across the body to the top of the square. Craig impacted the contest. Chance for Scartamaglia. Look out, Craig's attack on the footy was good. Did he get infringed? Well, he wanted a hold. Umpire said no. Parente picked it up and kicked it across the body. Had too much of it. It's gone through for a behind.
Exciting signs here from the Marsh, who are they're bringing the pressure to the source, something that Melton were doing so well at the start of the game and continued that into the second quarter. So very promising signs for the Marsh here.
Both sides getting a bit verbal out on the ground now on the back of those 2 goals to the Cobras. Manito got plenty on the kick towards Carter. The umpires paid the mark in the end. And 50 against McGrath.
Yeah, not a great error to make in this point of the game where the Marsh have been able to wrestle some momentum, some really big momentum in the game that they just haven't had.
So Liam Carter went wide to the pocket and off hands over the line. Yes, the redhead no match for Liam Carter, no pun intended. 46-point lead to the Bloods. Tick over 16 minutes gone in this third term. Small win for the Cobras. They've outscored the Bloods in this term. 2 goals to 1. Throw in. Gertz trying to be clever by foot. Ground ball. Goebel. Got it to Kabarkovic. Clearing kick. Towards outer centre wing. Gee, got some purchase on that. Owen just needs to sit up for him. Didn't in the end. All he was met solidly and found his way into the fence, and not for the first time this year. Of course, offence, the reason for the compound fracture of that finger. Throw in, may have even been against Melton. Tap one by Gertz. Chance for Borg. Right foot kick across the body. Nearly hit the Jody Cotter in the back. Got away from it in the end there, Cotter. And spread. Of course, Manito couldn't go to him in the end. He had to go direct to Ericsson, who went by hand to Sullivan. It was all too easy. McGrath did well on Liam Carter on that occasion. Ground ball opportunity here. Cobras need to be smart. And they did enough in the end to square away a stoppage, and we'll get a ball up. Bloods turn in attack.
I think that's been a win for the young key backs for the Marsh today, being able to stand their ground.
Tap one by, well, we'll call it even. Ericsson dropped it. McCreary's hand pass made it difficult for Huxtable, but he was clean enough to feed it to Fulton. Craig went to ground, foraged hard, and then fed the ball by hand. Somehow got it to Parente. He went back to Scartamaglia. Manito was strong. Fed it to Mawson. Good little touch on the ball there from Parente. Davis knocked it to the advantage. Well, hopeful of Craig. Mawson was there. Button was clean. Took long. Nearly too long, said the umpire. Huxtable's kick went to 3 Bloods in the end. Cut off there by Manito. He'll square the kick, albeit inside the Bloods' defensive 50 to Handley. He's got a paddock to gather the footy and measure the kick over the top. The kick was okay to Scoble, who's off on his bike. Right foot kick along the line was safe. He found a target there in Green Shields, who just tipped it over the top, looking for Braden Kite. Gertz doing the mopping up. Went with the underground hand pass. Searching for Goebel. Turnover opportunity. Something out of nothing here for the Bloods. Braden Kite found Jack Walker, who fed it to McMahon. But he's been pinged.
In for a throw.
Holding the ball, said the umpire. So it'll be McCreary to get the ball rolling in the back half for the Cobras. And the short kick was poor. It's been a sign of the times for the Cobras this afternoon.
You don't want to see anyone making that error in the team, especially an experienced head like McCreary. As you said, he hasn't had the biggest game by his standards, and you'd want to see him turn that around and get more involved in the contest.
Boundary throw in. Shallow one at that. Favoured Gertz, who knocked it goal side for the Cobras, but it was sharked there by Jack Walker. Kick with the outside of the right boot. Was well marked there by Liam Carter. He's 40 metres out from goal. Quite the acute angle up against the boundary line, but certainly not beyond him. He's kicked 2 this afternoon. Matched his brother Ryan, but both have been trumped by Braden Kite's 5-goal opening half. So it'll be Liam Carter for goal number 3. Kicks on its way. It'll get to the teeth of goal through the hands of Ryan Carter. They need to be clever here. The Cobras swinging a miss by foot there from Gates will result in a stoppage just metres away from the Melton goal.
We know how dangerous Melton can be in these forward 50 stoppages, so hands full for the Marsh.
Time on, third term here. Ball up, tap one there by, Gertz towards Kavakovic. McCreary dropped it. He's been pinged by the umpire. And a resultant free kick here will go the way of Braden Kite. He'll have an opportunity to kick goal number 6.
Yep, another opportunity for Kite, who is not only doing it, marking the footy, but with his pressure at ground level, winning a free kick. So another big moment here for the skipper to make it number 6.
He's been on song, on goal today, Kite. And this time, he steers it through. This lets the Bloods fans know that their finals campaign is well and truly on track. He gets goal number 6. The Bloods get their 13th. And it's back to a 52-point lead. Melton have kicked 2 straight this term. Bacchus Marsh 2 goals, 3.
Well, it's a real captain's performance here from Kite, who he's done some great work in finals beforehand, but I think this is definitely taking the cake as for now. We'll see how it pans out for the rest of the game, but yeah, Melton in a very commanding position at the moment.
52-point lead validates that call. 13-6 to 4-8. 21 and a half minutes gone. Ball up. Searle. Gertz won the tap. Huxtable. Left foot kick across the body towards the attacking 50. Here comes Owen. Second attempt. Couldn't hang on. Went to ground. Oh, umpire's paid an arm chop. It's going to go the way of Owen. He's outside 50. Going to go back and have a shot on goal here. I think the central umpire wanted Heaney to go back a couple of yards there and seemingly gave up in the end.
Don't mind Owen taking this on. I think he needs to take it upon himself, get himself back in the game and get a score on the board.
He goalless today after a 6-goal return last week. So that'll be Owen from right on 50. It's plenty on the kick. He got the journey? I think he has. Bacchus Marsh get their 5th. And they get a response on the back of that Kite goal just moments ago. And the deficit is back to 46. 5-8-38, Bacchus Marsh. Trail Melton 13-6-84. And a third goal for the term.
And Owen's first, as you said. He's in the game now. We can see if that can change things. Obviously, as a forward, you want to get a goal to be able to bring yourself in and amongst the action. And he's had the opportunity, but just not great looks. So kicking a big goal like that can only boost his confidence. Hopefully we see more of Jake Owen throughout this game.
Back at the restart will be Gertz and Searle. Gertz won the tap. Loose ball. Lachlan Walker needs into the race of the ball. Suck it off the ground there by Huxtable. He's had a good term. Manito fed the ball by hand. Got it to Barton. Look out! Holding the ball. Davis will take the resultant free kick. Too far out to score. But another opportunity presents in the form of an inside 50. The kick was poor. Was cut off.
Big
Manito. Hit up Ryan Davis. Inside the defensive 50, they're just queuing up there. The Bloods, Handley, Mawson, 2 of those. But he'll elect to go short to Jack Walker. 24 minutes gone, third term. Melton lead by 46 points. It'll be Jack Walker with the right foot kick towards outer centre wing. Kavakovic was the fly. Shea at ground level. Fed it to Goebel, who found McGrath. Kick went forward towards McCreary. Fed it by hand to Fulton. Went back to Shea. Standing start. Went in the McKercher direction. He's forced to imply the spoil. And a chance for Suda, who turned it over in the end. Back to Shea. To Kavakovic. Cobras go forward. Tyrrell! Excellent grab there from Tyrrell. Confidence up after that contested mark 7 or 8 minutes ago.
Well, that's fantastic there by the Marsh to be able to hit out a streaming tall forward, which, you know, you look back at the entry they had just moments ago from a standing start, from a free kick, just not being able to hit the streaming Jake Owen, who had a paddock in front of him to run into. So this is class for the Marsh to be able to win the ball back and get in a position like this for a nice look on goal.
Chance to narrow the margin to 40. Kicks on its way. We'll look for a response. He snuck it in, Tyrrell. He liked it in the end. He gets the salute from the goal umpire. Bacchus Marsh get their fourth for the term. They're 6-8-44. They trail Melton 13-6-84. 25 and a half minutes gone third term.
Yeah, well, it's a fight back, and it's a response that we wanted to see from the Marsh. They've been able to kick the 4 goals in this quarter. They haven't gone down without a fight, that's for sure. And in all honesty, they give themselves a chance to be in this game come, you know, the final siren. So it makes for a much more exciting game of footy, that's for sure, seeing two teams going toe-to-toe. But some great signs for the Marsh to keep their season alive.
Can they get a centre clearance here on the back of it? Well, it seems inevitable. A Gertz tap here. So he won that tap when searching for Parente. Now found him in the end. Got a high up and under clearance towards outer side half forward. Hilton presented, took an ice mark on the chest. Outpointed Button on that occasion. So goes short to Parente on half forward. He'll send the Cobras into attack in the Owen direction. Presented. Sharkwell by Davis. Sidestep good. Shot on goal and across the face. Bouncing ball. Craig kept his feet. And he's got some bloods to deal with. Sullivan was one of those to the safety of the boundary line. We'll get a throw in 45 metres around from the Cobra goal.
Just would have been a moment like that, a goal like that, being able to step a player and put it through would have just changed all the trajectory of this game, that's for sure. And the momentum would have been safely in the hands of the Marsh.
Who trail by 40 points, near 27 minutes gone, third term, throw in. Use of the body good by Searle. Kick smothered by McCreary. Sullivan, kick out of the congestion. Got beyond the defensive 50. Huxtable fed it to Parente. Ran into a brick wall in tight. And Jack Walker. And the umpire said no prior. I'll have it and we'll get a ball up.
Yeah, well, it is nothing to lose here for the Marsh. Being down by the deficit they are at this point of the game, it's, you know, throw the magnets, try and get the job done.
Searle's tap found Lockton Walker. His kick was smothered there by Gates. Could have caught one high. McKirch's opportunity on the left boot was a terrific kick. Found Tyrrell outside 50. He's kicked 2 goals in this term. So he wastes no time. Helicopter kick. Owen! Just got into the right spot. Got into the hole.
It's exactly what the Marsh want to be seeing. They're tall spearhead, getting room to be able to run into the drop zone and take a nice, easy, uncontested mark. It's poor in the terms of the defending by the Bloods, but great in terms of how the Marsh want to set up and get their score on the board. And another massive moment here for Owen to make it 2 1/4.
And join Tyrrell on 2 goals as multiple contributors from the Cobras. So tick over 28 minutes gone, a chance to narrow the margin to 36. It was 60 at one stage, and it's now 36. 34. 7-8-50, Bacchus Marsh, trail Melton 13-6-84. 5 goals to 2 this term in favour of the Cobras, who've been able to reduce the margin at half-time. That was 55 points. It's now 34.
Oh, he talked about the Marsh not wanting to play catch-up, and they really just let the game slip away at a key point in time. And, you know, the Bloods had a margin upwards of, well, it was 60 points at one stage. So you look at that, and it's going to be hard to come back, but they're putting themselves in a position here to really hit this last quarter hard and try and force an effort to win the game.
29 minutes gone, third term. Margin now 34. Tap one by Searle. McKircher. And it knocked away from him by Searle, who tried to get it to Lockton Walker. Gertz gathered, he was held up. We'll get a ball up.
I think it all now lies on the mids of Melton to be able to wake up and find that pressure that they had early on in the game.
Good use of the body by Searle. Got his own clearance. Sent the ball forward. Carter presents, Vic of Ryan. McKircher. Now Jack Walker grabbed the loose ball and sent the ball forward. Good attack on the ball there from Goebel. Kicked it over his shoulder. It was hopeful. Here comes Jack Walker. Gave it to Borg. Left foot kick across the body. He's home. And Borg gets his second of the term. He's kicked 2 this afternoon.
It's a massive moment to wrestle back momentum. A special goal like that from Borg, which we're accustomed to seeing. And he brings it right at a key stage of this third quarter, going right at the death of the third quarter when the Marsh have been able to bring themselves back into the contest. The margin's back out to 40 points, and it's a nice nerve settler for the fans.
I'm a very hungry man at the moment. The queue at the canteen's been queuing up for grand final tickets all day, and now there's no one there. They might even be sold out. I could eat a human at the moment. That's how hungry I am. Gertz won the tap. Loose ball opportunity for Suter. He's tackled well there by Parente. And we get a stoppage in the middle of the ground. So the margin now 40 on the back of Borg's second goal in this third term. Kite also booted his 6th earlier. Tap one by Gertz. Ground ball, Parente's tried hard. I think in no particular order, Fulton, Huxtable and Parente.
Most definitely.
The 3 for the Cobras. Ball up. Gertz won that tap. Somehow Parente volley out of mid-air to the advantage of Hilton. He tried to gather and turn, but he was tackled and pinged by the umpire. He got very low for that decision there, the umpire.
Another long quarter here.
31 and a half minutes gone. Manito, standing start, kick smothered. Or touched for a better term. Right on cue there, Alex, with your judgment of the length of that term being near finished or complete. And it comes to a halt. 3-quarter time here. Melton 14-6-90. Lead Bacchus Marsh 7-8-50. It's a 40-point lead of the Bloods. Entertaining third term. Bacchus Marsh kicked 5 goals. 3 in that term. To the Cobras, 3 straight. Borg booted 2, Kite 1 in that term for Melton. Whilst the Cobras, Tyrrell booted a couple, so too did Jake Owen and Parente the other. Gee, they couldn't come back from here, the Cobras. They were trailing by 60 at one stage. It's now 40. But we've only got 30-plus minutes remaining ahead of us in this final term. That's going to kickstart in about 5 minutes' time. So we'll take a quick look at the goal scorers before we move forward. Braden Kite has 6 and 2 each to Farrugia, Kyle Borg and the Carter brothers. Whilst for Bacchus Marsh, Tyrrell and Owen 2 each and 1 to McCreary, McKercher and Parente. Guys, a break, a 3-quarter time break. Back with the final quarter action in 5 minutes' time.
There are certain things in life that just go well together, like the new Big Arch and layers of delicious melty cheddar cheese. Cheese. New Big Arch for Big Macca's hunger.
Siren sounds to get play away for the final term here at Eastern Oval. Melton lead by 40 points. Gertz with the first tap found Parente, but not for the first time. He was unable to get some separation. We'll get the ball up. A restart. Gertz again with the slap. Hurried kick out of the congestion from Suda to half forward. Loose ball gathered from Kavakovic. He came broadcast side to centre wing. Gathered well by Sullivan. Had more time than he thought. He sent the ball forward towards Ryan Carter. He got a bad bounce. And Lawler's happy to see it over the line for a boundary throw-in. 45 metres around from the Melton goal.
It's how to back Marsh adapt to this throw-in here. It's been pivotal for the success of the Bloods with stoppages in their inside 50 during this game. So let's see how they work it out here.
It's a decent throw-in. Tap one by Ryan Carter. Clever hand pass from McMahon. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Gates for holding the ball against the Bloods, and a chance for the Cobras to send the ball out of defence into the middle of the ground. They need an aerial presence here. The ball's knocked away from Owen. Fulton's attack on the footy was good, as it has been all afternoon. Did he take too long? Umpire said no. McKercher, he's in trouble. Tackle taken to the ground there by Greenshields. And we get a ball up 40 metres away from the Bloods goal.
Bloods been able to just press the Marsh back inside 50 as well, so he's very handy.
Melton have kicked 8 of their 14 goals to the left of screen today. A chance for Sullivan to square the ball in the Carter direction. McGrath squares that one away for a rush behind in the end. And Melton increased their lead to 41 inside 2 minutes into this final term. So LaFranchi will assume the kick-in duties and look for an aerial presence. And he finds one in Huxtable. He'll look to keep the ball moving. Gee, it was a lazy kick in the end. He just tried to find Gates. His attack on the footy was good, but he went without it in the end. Heaney and Jack Walker combined. Chance of Fulton. It was held up there by Borg momentarily. Ball was released. Chance for Ryan Carter. Kick smothered. Good play there from Milburn, who found Huxtable to Kavakovic through traffic. Threaded the needle and found Parente. Played on. Went by hand to Fulton. Tumbling kick towards half forward. Story of the day. Cut off across half back by Handley. We'll go short to Benito. So through the muddy section, one of few here at Eastern Oval, he manages to negotiate safely by foot towards Phillips, who went along the line to half forward. Territory gain. Somehow McMahon, well, we thought he kept it in momentarily, but the whistle sounded to call a halt to play, and we get a boundary throw in 65 metres away from the Melton goal. There's some dark grey clouds just moving around us.
Looking ominous.
Yeah, they're just off to the Central Highlands. There's the tap one by Gertz towards the boundary line. We'll suit a cop one high there. Get a good afternoon. These conditions really suit the player profile of Blake Suter. He goes with the right boot. Oh, and Carter's just outpointed McGrath on that occasion. And Liam, from within range, will have a shot from about 40 metres out. And a chance to kick goal number 3. And the Bloods 15th for the afternoon.
Yeah, it is a nice mark inside 50. And as you alluded to, Blake Suter, probably one of the better heavy trackers in the league, that's for sure.
Yeah, he was given best player at his last visit here at Eastern Oval, Suter, as Liam Carter sends the kick on the way. And he steers it through. And with that, the Bloods, they get 1 foot into a first semi-final next week. A meeting with East Point, so 2 of last year's grand finalists set to face off in a sudden death first semi-final next week to a venue to be determined and a day too to be determined, I'm led to believe. So no concrete there. So keep your eyes on the BFNL's digital platforms for updates as they come to hand, albeit notification of venues and dates. Tap one by Searle at the restart. Well, thrown out there by Davis to the advantage of Walker. His tumbling kick forward's been cut off there by Kabarkovic, who went to the outer side of the ground, and again, unable to hit a target on the full, but McKercher got a kind bounce, and he gathered cleanly and sent it along the line, but turned it over to Handley. So the right foot kick goes back to the direction of Ericsson. He's got some time to compose and measure the kick to Borg. He's been pushed a little too soon there by Milburn. Just got a little nervous. And Borg will go back for a chance to kick his third and third in the second half.
Disappointing free kick to be giving away there by Milburn, who had the position, had Borg right where he wanted him, just that shove. And I mean, you could see the player probably played on it a little bit, but it was definitely there, and a massive chance here for Borg to kick his third. 40
metres out from goal. Kicks on its way from Borg. Gives the goal umpire very little to do other than to go and retrieve the 2 flags. As the goal is awarded and the ton is brought up for the Bloods. 16-6, 102. They lead Bacchus Marsh 7-8-50. 6 minutes gone, final term. Kyle Borg joins, well, one of 5 players, really, to have achieved multiple goals. Braden Kite with 6, 3 to Liam Carter and Kyle Borg, and 2 each to Ryan Carter and Conrad Farrugia, who kicked the game's opener.
It's quite a disappointing start to this term by Bacchus Marsh, who looked like early on they were going to show some dare and some run through the middle, especially with how they exited 50 from a kick-in after a behind by the Bloods, and it just made you think there'd be some dare and some more want, which we thought we'd see, but the Bloods have responded back in devastating style.
Ball up, tap one by Gertz, hopeful to get Huxtable, found him in the end, but he's held up by Lachlan Walker, and we'll get a ball up in the middle of the ground. 40.3 quarter time lead has been extended to 52. 7 minutes into this final term. Gates couldn't gather cleanly. Some good intent from both sides. Fulton one of those. McMahon the other. We'll get a ball up. So it'll be Searle and Gertz. Tap one by Gertz, meant for McCreary, missed him. Chance for Button, who found Ericsson, searching hand pass, backwards towards Heaney. It was a good one. And Heaney's kick found Max Scoble just inside the boundary line. Squaring kick, got to McMahon on the bounce, fed it by hand. Got it to Lachlan Walker, who found Jack Walker on half forward. Played on, clever hands to Greenshields, to Button, who set sail. And off the hands of Ryan Carter. Through for a rush behind. Fans urging on their respective sides to the end here. And it'll be Kabarkovic who lopes away. Ran his measure and some and went with the right boot. Another turnover. Yes, they've been outplayed today with their ball use, the Cobras, through the hands of Borg. Gathered cleanly by McGrath. He sent the ball into the middle of the ground without really lowering the eyes. He just banged it on for a territory gain. And Heaney was the recipient. Ran his measure too. Tumbling left foot kick. Kite! It was as if he's told Kabarkovic, Jack, I've got this, mine. Because it was seemingly caught out of position there momentarily, Kabarkovic. Well, that's what it looked like from here.
Yeah, a number of errors definitely led to that uncontested mark there to Kite, who's had a fantastic day and has showed his worth in the first final here for the Bloods, and he's going back for number 7.
Kite has 7 at Eastern Oval. Melton have 17, and the lead extends to 59 here. 17-7, 109. They lead Bacchus Marsh 7-8-50. 9 minutes gone, final term.
Yeah, it's just great ball movement by the Bloods, getting the great looks inside 50. Obviously, we did mention some errors, but you look at Bacchus Marsh as a whole, they're quite a young side who are getting their first hit out today in finals footy. And they're going to take a heap of confidence into next season with this. But it just hasn't gone to plan today. You can take a lot of learnings, as we did mention, and I'm sure they'll be better for it. But it's been a great performance by the Bloods today, and they'll be looking to cap it off in massive style.
So what a match we have in store next week, where 6 has become, well, will become soon enough 4. Breaking out of the middle of the ground was Huxtable. He hasn't given up the ghost today. Sent the ball forward. Was well marked there in the end. Well read off the boot. Another turnover. Forward half kick from the Cobras. So Heaney went short to Davis, who wheels onto the left boot. Comes broadcast side with a drop punt in the Liam Carter direction. Outpointed McGrath. Ball went to Graham. McGrath got an important little tap on it. Parente to Milburn. Gates did well to get it to Davis, who fed it over the top to Hilton. Look out. Oh, he did well there to avoid Mawson. Fed the ball by hand. Tried to find Tyrrell. Cut off by Sullivan, who went to Benito. And he's searching hand pass meant for Farrugia. Went over the line for a boundary throw-in. 59-point lead of the Bloods. 10.5 minutes gone, final term. Been a comprehensive display for the most part from Melton. Throw in. Tap. Well, we'll give it to Gertz. Huxtable. Tackled there by Davis. And he'll square away a stoppage. So it'll be Gertz and Searle again. They've contested 95%. So McCreary wanting the hold again. And he's just been out of sorts today. Scoble, left foot kick along the line. Lawler went to ground. Ryan Carter kept his feet. Socket the ball. McGrath went to ground. Liam Carter kept his and sent the ball in the Kite direction. And a rare fumble from Kite. Off hands over the line for a throw-in. Bloods fans wanting deliberate. But we'll get a throw-in as they lead by 59 points. 11.5 minutes gone. Final term here at Eastern Oval.
Big moment squandered there by the skipper, who's had such a great day. He'll be very disappointed with that one.
Throw-in. It'll be Gertz and Farrugia. Gertz with front spot. Did his own roving in the end. Kick was smothered. Umpire will pay the advantage as Cobra's Shea gets it. Shank kick off the inside of the boot. Only went as far as Ryan Davis to Greenshields. Back to the outside looking for Lachlan Walker. Found him. Farrugia. Quick hands to Suter. To the dangerous Liam Carter. Bouncing ball. Could have been held. Umpire said no. And we'll get a boundary throw in deep in the Bloods attack, who lead by 59 points.
Much to the unrest of the lads in the pocket.
Well, he was held a couple of times there, Liam Carter. Could have got a couple of free kicks, but he would have just settled for one, but got nothing. Throw in, Farrugia at the back. Infringed on Gertz. And he'll take the resultant free kick, the big fella, the big Cobra. So, can they play some keepings off for a period of time? Good roving there from McCreary. Fed it by hand to McKercher. Took a bounce in the risky mud pot in the middle of the ground. Tyrrell met solidly by Handley. Dispossessed. Turnover opportunity here for the Bloods. And they can hook up here through Scoble, who went wide to half forward. Chance of Finlay. Didn't have a great deal of support, so did it all himself. And pass to his own advantage. He's rolled over the line for a boundary throw-in on half forward out of side for the Bloods.
I think the key for the Bloods here is to finish the game off strong in itself. They're in a great position here, leading by upwards of 50 points. The idea is to keep the foot on the throat.
Boundary throw-in. Loose ball opportunity here for Manito, who's bowled up there by Huxtable. Scartamaglia got the loose ball and fed it to McKercher, who found Davis. His right foot kick inside 50. Oh, and the target. Oh, Hanley did well to outpoint him on that occasion. Took a nice intercept mark and played on to Mawson to continue the pattern of play to Sullivan if he likes. And he found him with one arm. Couldn't keep it in the end. And it rolled over the line for a throw-in on half-forward broadcast side for the Cobras.
Thought after an effort like that, it would be nice to make mention Harrison Hanley's game today. I reckon he'd have the most intercept marks on the ground, and as we know, that's his bread and butter, being able to fly back and take those grabs, and he's done an expert job on it today.
Use of the body by Farrugia was unlawful, much to his disappointment. And Gertz played on. Milburn gathered, kick across the face, and McKercher. Right place, right time. We'll go back and have a shot on goal here. And a chance to register Bacchus Marsh's first score of the final term, which has taken the best part of 15 minutes to do so.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how they come, it's that you get the opportunity, and McKercher gets the chance here to get a goal on the board.
From 25 metres out, he's off to the right. And through for a minor score, the Bloods' 9th of the day.
Backtrack on that, scarred him earlier.
58-point lead. Right foot kick comes broadcast side. Borg the target. Will go short to Ericsson, who plays on. Look out. Fed the ball by hand to a dangerous area. Fulton was clean. Cop one high. Umpire didn't see it. He was blinded. So it'll be Searle and Gertz, who comes from half back to contest this ruck duel. Volley out of mid-air from Fulton was as good as a random, genuine kick. And we'll get a ball in.
It's just about the Bloods continuing to bring the pressure as the minutes tick down, and the Marsh just trying to be valiant in weathering the storm.
Haven't kicked a goal to the right of screen today, Bacchus Marsh. Through traffic went Parente, searching hand pass, Tyrrell presented, rode the tackle, fed it by hand to Davis. He coughed it up. Chance for Handley, who's pinged for holding the ball.
Rightfully so. The free kick was definitely there. And it's a chance now for the Marsh to, as we said before, get a goal on the board and try to win back a bit of pride here in a contest which has been has been won by the most part by the Bloods.
And Huxtable, arguably Bacchus Marsh's best player today, will have a shot on goal. Well, it's been a disappointing day on the team front. Huxtable could do his own personal contribution. All the favours, but he's off to the left and through for a minor score. 7-10 Bacchus Marsh, 52, trail Melton 17-7, 109. 17 minutes gone, final term. Just time to play out here. So Handley dumped as he kicked, got plenty of it though. Too much of it. Out of bounds on the full. So a chance for Gates to send the Bloods into attack, and he's off on his bike, and he sent it wide to the pocket. And Manito this time. They've taken a dozen marks in their defensive 50 today, minimum, Melton. And it's all on the back of poor entries from the Cobras. So Manito, right foot kick. Oh, they could have raffled it there, the Bloods. And the right foot kick to outer centre wing. Hit Jack Walker, laces out. The chase is on from McKercher. The squaring kick was good though and found Mawson, who's got to get away from McKercher. It was good pressure. And Craig will take the advantage and run away for the Cobras. So he nearly left the ball behind, so he's forced to go from a standing start and found Jake Owen on half forward outer side. So a rare contested mark for Owen today. Right foot kick. Goes short. Kick was okay to Craig. He can play on and have a pot shot at the goals. And the finish is good. They get their first of the final term, their 8th of the match. And the margin back to 51.
Yeah, it's a goal. And it'd be a good way for the Marsh to be able to go out with to get a couple on the board late in the game. It's been a big slog out here. Obviously, it hasn't been easy with the conditions of the ground, but it's the same for both teams. The Melton have come out on top for the most part, and it's just about the Marsh being able to finish off here, close out the game in what's been a slog of a contest.
Well, the margin was 55 points at half-time. So the Cobras, at least having won the second half at this stage, it'll count for very little in the wash-up. They trail by 51. Ball up, tap one by Gertz, missed Fulton, found Suter. So a centre clearance for the Bloods. They go forward in the Liam Carter direction. Lawler did well, he's tried hard. Right foot kick, found Fulton, who looks to find an aerial presence forward of the ball. And Gertz, with good communication, marked that uncontested, played on, went by hand to Finlay, who drew the man, got it over the top to Huxtable. That tip kick was good and found Gates, who ran his measure from 50. It was an awkward-looking kick, made it typical for Owen. Made the kick look better than what it was. Fed it by hand to McCreary, who went back towards Gates. He was knocked off the footy. Opened the door for Sullivan for the Bloods. And he's clearing kick out of defence. Got it to centre wing. Excellent gather there from Liam Carter, who found Borg. Mawson's gone forward for the Bloods. Could have been a push against McGrath. Umpire called play on. The reinforcements arrived for the Cobras in the name of Goebel, but he was unable to impact the contest. And McGrath's tackle was clumsy in the end. Borg played on, 55 metres out from goal. Kick was weighted perfectly. Waiting at the back there was McMahon, who'll go back and have a shot on goal for 35 metres out directly in front.
And you can see the fist pump from Borg as he hits the kick. You know how much it means to him in this time, even though we're in a position where the game is all but over. But to be able to finish off, you know, those passages of play like that inside 50 in finals is very big.
McMahon makes no mistake and gets Melton's 18th, and they extend to 18-7, 115. Bacchus Marsh 8-10-58. The margin now 57 points. 21 minutes gone, final term.
And Ben McMahon gets his chance to get a goal on the board. He's obviously spent more time up the ground than he probably did earlier on in the season as well, and he's found a place further up the field, and being able to get a goal in a final, I suppose that'd be a great feeling for the young man, and another goal for the Bloods.
He's enjoying some midfield minutes. McMahon, he's been good after quarter time. The Bloods just 1 point shy of doubling Melton's score. 115 plays 58, near 22 minutes gone. Gertz won the tap to no advantage. Ground ball, it'll end up in the big fella's hands. The dummy was good, resemblant of a smaller man. Fed it by hand to Fulton. Went inside 50, looking for Owen. Excellent use of the body by Phillips to get first contact. Protect the running of the footy. Turnover though, however. Craig lowered the eyes and went in the Tyrrell direction and gave him little opportunity with a worm burner, and it bounced over the line for a throw-in 25 metres around from the Bacchus Marsh goal.
It's a bit of a story of the day for the Marsh, just the poor entries inside 50. It's improved as the day has gone on, but you know, early on in the day it just was not working, weren't able to get the cohesion, and just weren't able to end up with goals early on.
Time on final term. Tyrrell's tap only went as far as Farrugia, who shanked it laterally, bouncing ball. He'd be lucky to get away with this, but he will. Some tight umpires here today too. So we're going to throw in 50 metres away from the Cobra goal, who trail by 57 points after they trail by 4 at quarter time, 55 at the half, and 40 at three-quarter time. That's now extended to 57. Throw in, Gertz, Searle on the tap, went boundary side, good pressure from Shea. Gates was clever, fed it by hand to Huxtable, who found McCreary from the boundary line. A rare opportunity for McCreary. He's had a quiet afternoon. Has missed to the near side, through for one behind.
Would have been a late moment of magic to get the crowd up and about before the final siren, but yeah, as you said, just wasn't able to pull it off. But we know that he's definitely a man that's capable of a goal of such nature.
Yeah. He's kicked 30 goals this year, McCreary. Yep. Out of the midfield and forward.
Fantastic effort.
Yeah, when you put it into context, when you consider Liam Carter's kicked 33, played every game. So the short kick in out of defence was okay to Handley. It was a lazy kick meant for McMahon. Just wondering what happened to Isaac Nixon. We haven't seen him since half time.
Yes, that is something that's gone under the radar a little bit. I haven't really heard much about that, but yeah, you are correct.
Gertz won the tap to Davis, outside of the right boot, needs a favourable bounce. And Owen will run in with the soccer and miss for a minor score.
Put it wide with the open goal. He'd be pretty disappointed with that, Jackie Owen.
Bacchus Marsh is 12th behind, 8-12-60, margin back to the half-time margin of 55. Penetrating right foot kick out of defence from Phillips. It was a nice overhead grab. Taken there by Manito. He's up on his bike to Walker. Got the 1-2. And then took a bounce. and just chipped it over the top. It was beautifully weighted to Mawson, who just had to stop and prop under the footy under no pressure really from LaFranchi. He couldn't make up the ground. And Mawson a chance to become the Bloods' 7th contributor on the goal front this afternoon, but he's first. 25 minutes gone, third term. Margin what it was at halftime, 55.
Doesn't get a lot of opportunities, the defender as well. He was licking his lips for some goals in the Rezzies earlier in the year. Let's see if he can convert here.
Mawson to the top of the goal square, thumped through by Borg, and we'll get a rush behind. So 18-8, 1-1-6. Melton lead Bacchus Marsh, 8-12-60. 2 minutes to go. Penetrating kick out of defence, beyond the defensive 50. Huxtable got a spoil on it. Some good pressure there from McKircher to square away a stoppage. And we'll get a ball up as the sun continues to hang in here at Eastern Oval.
It's been great for the fleeting moments that it's come around.
Ball up, tap one by Gertz. You'd have to put Gertz in the best two. He's and 80 hit-outs today.
Yeah, well, he's at the centre of everything that Bacchus Marsh strive for, so he's always one of their main contributors.
I mean, Melton, he could reel off a dozen. Bacchus Marsh, 5. Ball up. 56-point lead of the Bloods. Players just going through the motions now for the last 5 minutes of this elimination final that will see Melton progress into a semi-final meeting with East Point. Ball up, tap one by Gertz to the outside, only as far as Manito. Tumbling kick, high up and under, one bounce over the line for a boundary throw-in. Melton in attack, and enough time for Braden Kite to kick his 8th.
Yeah, that is exactly right. It gives a chance for the skipper to top it off with another snag, and he's played a real performance here. Real finals game. Boundary throw in. Mawson won the tap. Loose ball opportunity on cue. Kite fed it off by hand to Suter. Left foot shot on goal. Bit of an anticlimax finish. 1 point. It's been great closing off, though, by the Bloods. They've been able to get the entries inside 50 late in the game. Haven't quite got the goals that they might have been after to make this margin bigger than it currently sits, but they've definitely had the foot to the throat and have created opportunities late in this game. Kabarkovic endeavoured to get plenty on the torpedo. Fell into the hands of Parente, who played on. Fired the hand pass out to Fulton, who went to half forward. Could have been a free kick against Terrell. Umpire called play on. Handley foraging for it, knocked it to the advantage of Manito. And a throw, said the umpire. So a free kick. It's going to go the way of Huxtable, who's been Bacchus Marsh's best today, in my opinion. And Josh Huxtable gets the last kick of the afternoon. The Bloods progress, and deservedly so, with an emphatic 57-point win over Bacchus Marsh here today at Eastern Oval. 18 goals, 9, 1-1-7 Bacchus Marsh have defeated, Melton have defeated Bacchus Marsh 8-12-60. The game was all set up with an 8-goal blitz in the second term, all unanswered when the Bloods extended from a 4-point lead at quarter time to 55 at the half. And after half-time, the Bloods, well, they won that game in isolation, that second half, by 2 points. And collectively, over the 4-quarter duration, they've done it comfortably in the end. So we're down to the last 4 after we spoke for a long time throughout the year as identifying that there was essentially a top 4 better than the rest. And that's what's going to happen with 3 weeks left to play out in this year's BFNL finals. Yeah, that's how it has played out. You are right, and yeah, we look at a matchup like this only a couple of weeks ago, where Bacchus Marsh really brought it to Melton at Mattingley, and were able to get the job done, and it created such a mouth-watering matchup here today at Eastern Oval between these two teams, and it was just Melton who were able to correct their wrongs that they showed against Sunbury last week, and were able to get on top early. Bacchus Marsh ran with them for most of that first quarter, but just weren't able to find that response in the second term like they did in the first, and it was, all she wrote from there. Melton back in.
Melton back in business here at Eastern Oval with a win in the elimination final one over the Cobras here. Let's go through the goal scorers for Melton. Braden Kite booted 7. Kyle Borg and Liam Carter 3 each. 2 to Conrad Ferrugia and Ryan Carter, and 1 goal to McMahon. Whilst for Bacchus Marsh, 2 to Tyrrell, 2 to Owen, and 1 each to McCreary, McKercher, Parente and Craig. So some encouraging sides for Bacchus Marsh, albeit ahead of their imminent exit from the finals race. Near all have signed up already for next year, so that's encouraging moving forward. They've got a promising young group that will look to aid and abet an improvement on this year. Essentially, they finished with 8 wins, so that will be their primary target next year to surpass. Maybe they could add maybe 1 or 2 to that side, maybe a key back that would aid the leaking of goals, while offensively they were pretty sound this year. Of course, with Owen up there with his 61 goals, McCreary 30, Nixon around about 20. But it's back to the grind for the Cobras if they can shore up that defence. Lawler's a promising player. They missed Rye Penny today. Maybe, and they've got plenty of run out of Kavakovic, but I think they're 1 clean ball user shy out of that back half, Alex.
Yep.
But Melton, they just had all the answers today. The matchups are always a struggle in front of the ball, albeit those Bloods players, the Carter brothers and the Kites, well, they turned up as they so often do for the Bloods, and essentially the 3 of them combined for 12 of Melton's 18 goals, and Braden Kite the star with 7. So next week, Darley plays Sunbury, Melton play East Point. So really looking forward to that. There's a double chance that carries weight with the Darley-Sunbury game. So the loser of that game will play the winner of Melton and East Point in a preliminary final. So 1 week at a time, however, we're down to the last 4. Each side could mount a claim to be legitimate contenders for this year's BFNL flag. Of course, you've got to win it in Ballarat, while there's 3 sides in the east that are left. East Point can still get it done on the back of, the reinforcements have arrived. They'll be better for the run yesterday. And they'll ask questions of Melton again next week. He'll be endeavouring to get back the likes of Geordie Cotter and Jordan Kite. So there'll be a watch on Jacob Hickey at training during the week, no doubt. And an update on Lockie Watkins and that, what could well have been a concussion. So there's been no confirmation there. But all honours with Melton on we enjoyed a decent afternoon of weather, albeit cool. It was a sun-kissed Eastern Oval in the end. So under trying conditions, it's Melton who've kicked their way into a semi-final showdown with East Point next week with a comfortable 58-point win. 18-10, 118 have defeated Bacchus Marsh 8-12-60. So on behalf of myself, Todd, and Alex and Elijah behind the vision, we bid you all a good afternoon from Eastern Oval.
There are certain things in life that just go well together, like the new Big Arch and layers of delicious melty cheddar cheese. Cheese. New Big Arch for Big Macca's hunger.